This is the Trib Live High School Sports Network, the official streaming partner of the WPIAL, featuring exclusive coverage of all playoffs and championships. Stretching across 10 counties, 2,000 broadcasts a year, live and forever archived. Trib, hssn.triblive.com.
Radio. This game is being brought to you in part by Dr. C. Timothy Lip, clicklipdentistry.com. The Beaver County Career Technology Center, the Community College of Beaver County. Elite is coming your way next here on Beaver County Radio.
Tonight we got the showdown in Rochester. Two big teams in the Big 7 Conference in 1A. The Cornell Raiders and the Rochester Rams, both 5-1 overall. But Cornell has a leg up in the Big 7 because they come in at 4-0, and Rochester would like to tie them after tonight and actually have the advantage because of a tiebreaker. Our Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame show just underway with Jim Equals. I'm Bob Barrickman, and tonight it's rather a banged-up Rochester club. Hedison, who's been plagued by a hamstring injury much of the year, had over 900 yards last year, but really has not had a chance to assert himself. Hopefully he'll get healthy. They've already lost a quarterback in week 1 in Parker Lyons, who may be done for the year. I guess there's a slight chance he could come back at some point. But J.D. Azalea has done a tremendous job running this offense. But Jim Equals, along with myself, Bob Barrickman, boy, Cornell, what a year they're having. They're 5-1 after finishing 1-6 a year ago. Cornell right now at the top of the conference in the Big 7.
Yeah, they really are the hottest team in the WPL, at least in Class A right now. 5 games in a row and really winning convincingly. They're really playing well. So big test tonight against Rochester to really see where they stand. But you got to be pleased with the way Cornell is playing thus far.
Oh, yeah. After an opening season loss to Mohawk in week 0, 14-7, they have ripped off 5 in a row, including Burgettstown last Saturday, 34-14. And the big player, Raekwon Troutman, had a 72-yard kickoff return and a 60-yard punt return for a touchdown. And this offense, Ed Dawson, you have to give this young man a lot of credit. The Aliquippa grad, he took over this program in 2011, coached for 1 year, and then there was no Cornell football for 4 years. Well, I'll tell you, patience is a virtue. After they re-established the program, Ed Dawson came on board. And there's been a few ups and downs, but this year has been mostly ups. 5-1. And if they win tonight and get a little help, if Fort Cherry loses tonight or the other team that they're tied with, and that would be Shenango, if one of those two teams would lose and Cornell wins, they clinch a playoff berth. That's easy for me to say. But Ed Dawson, even though Gene Matzel could say, hey, right now we're injury-plagued, Ed Dawson's going to say, hey, it's Rochester. We're on their field. We're going to have to play our very best game of the year to have a chance to win.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure if you're Ed Dawson, if you're Cornell, you're not getting sidetracked at all by the idea of Rochester being injury-prone or having a lot of injuries. He knows what Gene Matzel does. He knows year in and year out. But Cornell, Coach Dawson has skill in every position, everywhere he needs it. A quarterback, receiver, running back, tremendous dangerous kick return men. So yeah, it's going to be quite a ball game tonight.
Oh, we're looking forward to it here in the Big 7. And we also want to welcome Curtis Walsh and his dad us on Friday night. And Malik Garrett's back at the studio. Malik and Bruce Fry will handle the Falcones Moon Township wrap-up show. Boy, has this season gone by so quickly, Jim. This is actually week 7, but really it's the 8th week of the season. 2 more weeks after this, and then it's playoffs. And this is about the time that you really start looking at the standings, because there will be some playoff berths handed out tonight. I don't don't believe Rochester can clinch, but if they win, it would take a miracle to keep them out of the playoff mix in the Big Seven. Cornell, though, could get in with a win and a little bit of help. And, of course, we'll talk about that during the Falcone's wrap-up show, and Dawn Rebel will probably go down some of the playoff implications on the Trib Live show from 11 to midnight. So it's going to be a very interesting night on this overcast night. Hopefully the rain stays away. We'll be back in 2 minutes with more of our Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame. It's Cornell and Rochester for the right to be at the top of the Big Seven here on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
In sports broadcast, the pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. In life, a pre-career start at the Beaver County Career Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. Did you know that graduates are making substantial wages, some over six figures? This is possible without student loan debt. It's true. With more, here's Beaver County CTC Administrative Director David Whitez.
This is David Whitez, Administrative Director at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center. BC CTC is proud to play a part in the new industrial boom in Beaver County. The training we provide for our students enables them to land outstanding and, quite frankly, lucrative careers in the trades, and has changed Beaver County in a very positive way, all at the same time.
Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
Listening to live sports on the radio in Beaver County is a tradition. This is Craig Fontana from Moon Township Ford, and I ought to know. My dad, Bill Fontana, has called games for over 50 years. Beaver County people know a good call when they hear one, and the best call you can make is to buy your next new or used vehicle at Moon Township Ford. Click moontownshipford.net or visit Moon Township Ford on University Boulevard.
Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Did you ever think you would see a day when nobody showed up for big city holiday parades or pro sporting events? This is Bill from Laughlin Insurance Agency in Rochester. If nothing else, this past year has taught us that things we never considered possible can happen and that nobody can predict the future. At the Laughlin Agency, your Penn National Insurance provider, we give you the ability to protect against loss during unexpected times. Who knows what the future holds? Visit LaughlinINSAgency.com.
It's also homecoming tonight here at Rochester as the court will be coming out onto the field, out on the track to be introduced. And I think it's also homecoming at Aliquippa, where the Quips tangle with Montour on sister station WMBA. Mike Azadian and Eddie Crow will have the call of that one tonight. And then tomorrow, Jim, you and me, boy, I tell you, good one in industry, at least on paper. Undefeated Stowe Rocks, ranked number 1 in 2A. And Western Beaver, they've won 6 in a row. Stowe Rocks is perfect at 7-0. And that's going to be a battle. We'll be on the air at noon. But here we are tonight in the Big Seven, Rochester and Cornell. So you know what? The bosses gave us a couple good ones this weekend.
Yeah, we must have done something right. You know, must be sending them little packages here and there.
Good. Well, we talked a little bit about Cornell. Cornell, of course, 50 years ago, they were 2 separate school districts, Coraopolis, Neville Island. They merged to form Cornell back in the early 70s, and they have not been to the WPIL championship before as Cornell. Now, when they were Coraopolis, they got there in 69. So, Ed Dawson, now in his 7th year, 25-34, and of course, 2011, he took over the program, and then because of lack of numbers, there was no football from 12 to 15. But in 16, Ed Dawson got the nod as the coach, so he now in his 7th year with the Raiders. Well, Rochester, Gene Matzuk, 22nd year at the helm. First 2 years, he wins the state championship in 2000 and 2001. The Beaver County Sports Hall of Famer. He has 198 wins. So if he could do it tonight and win next week at Shenango, he'll belong to a very exclusive club. Not too many get to 200. And, Jim, these days you don't see coaches sticking around as long. It might be a while before we see another guy approach that mark.
Yeah, I agree completely. These days with school board interference and parental interference, and sometimes coaches they coach in a different district than their kids go, so they want to see their kids play or do some of the other activities. So yeah, like you say, they don't really stay as long as they used to with the days of Joe Hamilton and Pat Tarquinio, and so Gene is certainly a throwback in that standpoint, but he is certainly, his name belongs up there with those legendary coaches. He is just one of the best in Beaver County history.
No doubt about it. But, their last WPIL title, hard to believe, back in 2004. They've gotten there a few times since then, as recently as 2018. Last year they had a nice run before they lost right here in the semifinals to Jeanette, which ended up winning the WPIL championship. Cornell, of course, their history less publicized, but they're having a banner year, and this is a huge game. This is probably the biggest game that Cornell football has played in quite some time. This is a chance for Cornell to really make a statement. Their record is decent, 5-1, but they haven't played teams that you could say might really challenge for a championship. Rochester has won. They play Olsh later in the season. So I think Cornell has something to prove tonight.
Yeah, 100%. I think definitely, you look at some of their opponents thus far this season. So yeah, I'm sure every coach tells you they don't care what the outside world thinks, and they know what they have. But certainly it feels good for them to come out. They want to make a statement tonight, and certainly against a team like Rochester.
All right, when we come back after this couple-minute timeout, we're going to look at some of the other big games going on in this 8th week of the season, and there are some biggies, and we'll talk about them, including the one on WNBA, Montour and Aliquippa, and the Quips trying to really take a stranglehold on a playoff position against the Spartans tonight. We'll have updates on that one and a host of others from the Fry Transportation Update Desk. Malik Garrett, our producer in the studio. We have Curtis and his dad, Keith Walsh, on site, Jim Equals and myself. And, of course, the hospitality of Rochester, second to none. They always make us feel wanted. We'll take this time out. We'll be back with more of our Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
They say imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. If that's true, then people must really be impressed with me. This is the Aquaman of Beaver County, Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. You see, at this time of year, lots of people try to look just like me and put on their superhero outfits as costumes. The only difference is at the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, we act like superheroes all year round with service that would make any cape. This Aquaman from Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Jim Riggio, wishing you a festive and safe Halloween. Click bfwater.net.
Community College of Beaver County is more than a place to build a career, it's a place to belong. With extra financial grants and less fees, programs that get you to graduation or on the job fast, flexible courses that come straight to you, and full support along the way, CCBC offers real learning for real life. Don't just attend college, experience it. Visit ccbc.edu to browse classes and get started, or call 724-480-3504 to connect with CCBC. You belong here.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
How can I help my child to make positive choices?
Start with a conversation.
Start making the difference.
Beaver County Parents, is your child between the ages of 10 and 14? If so, Keystone Wellness Programs is offering the Strengthening Families program in your area. This free program is designed for families to have fun together while learning ways to promote family bonding and communications. For more information about upcoming sessions near you, visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org.
Paid for with PA taxpayer dollars.
Navigating healthcare should be easy. Heritage Valley Medical Neighborhoods offer the care you need most in one convenient location. Access walk-in clinics, primary care, lab, diagnostic imaging, and other services at one of Heritage Valley's 7 medical neighborhoods. There's no need to travel far for quality healthcare. Find a medical neighborhood near you at heritagevalley.org. Heritage Valley and you, uniquely connected for life.
And on this homecoming night, our Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame continues. Let's look at some of the games that Malik Garrett will keep us updated from the Friday Transportation Update Desk. Montour at Aliquippa. The Quips have that one loss to Central Valley, which is undefeated, but the Quips looking strong, playing 3 classes up and as far as enrollment goes. They have a running back. I don't know. I'm not going to put any pressure on Tikwai Hayes, but boy, he's looking good. I've seen the Abercrombies and the Williamses and a host of others, but this guy seems like the real deal. When I've read some of his comments in the paper and his grades, he's getting all A's. I mean, this guy seems like he's going to be a player for some time.
Yeah, and just a freshman, really being thrown into the right into the fire for Aliquippa, and you're playing for one of the premier programs in the state, and for just a freshman to be in the starting lineup, to be the starting running back and do what he's doing thus far, that's just speaks volumes about his talent. So we're going to see him for the next 3 years, and really anxious to see how he develops.
Mike Azadian and Eddie Crow will be keeping their eyes on Mr. Hayes tonight. 5A, Upper St. Clair at Moon. Boy, I'll tell you, this is a throwback offense. Moon's doing it with power. They're saying, stop us. Ryan Lynn, what a story that he and his Tigers have become. They're undefeated, ranked number 1 in 5A. Game at Upper St. Clair, though, a team with a lot of tradition. But I don't know. I mean, it could be an interesting one tonight at USC.
Yeah, it really should. And I read that Upper St. Clair is kind of tinkered with their offense here at midseason. They're going to go to the Wildcat, and so it's going to be interesting to see. It's really shocking when a coach and a team does that mid-season. Sometimes you'll see that in the off-season, a coach changing offense, but to make some changes like that in mid-season, it's going to be interesting to see how Moon reacts to it.
South Fayette at West Allegheny also in 5A. In 4A, Carson Davison's been out for a while for Blackhawk at quarterback. I think he's getting close to coming back. This is a game, Blackhawks 0-2. They really need this win tonight against a Newcastle club which beat Montour but lost the Beaver in a game that's extended till Saturday. This is obviously a very important one for Zach Hayward.
Yeah, I would certainly put it in the must-win category for the Cougars. Really, after Beaver beating Newcastle a week ago, that really puts them in a good position. They're going to play each other at the end of the season, but yeah, Blackhawk has to string some wins together going into that Beaver game.
Well, Beaver coming off a win. They'll take on Chartiers Valley, who lost handsomely to Aliquippa last week. That could be a interesting one at Pat Tarquinio Field. Ambridge at Central Valley. Well, the Bridgers are improving under Sherman McBride, but I'll tell you, what a monster test. Central Valley has now won 19 games in a row, and they don't look like they're ready to give up anytime soon.
No, I don't think so. I think for Ambridge, it would be a moral victory to keep them under 35 points and not have a mercy rule in that game.
Hopewell looking for its first win. They got to go to an Avonworth team. That's where WBVP at 99.3 FM will be next week. Central Valley at Avonworth. Keystone Oaks at Quaker Valley. In 2A tonight, Beaver Falls will try to win its 4th straight, hosting Freedom. Neshannock at New Brighton. That looks like pretty much a must-win for New Brighton. Freedom, you could probably say the same thing about the Bulldogs. Elwood City and Riverside. When have we talked about two teams looking for their first win this late in the year? But that's the situation we're in. It's a rivalry game. I just know that both coaches, Joe Lamenza's looking for his first win ever at his alma mater, and Fran Ramsden's looking for his first win as a head coach.
Right, yeah, those two programs, I mean, there was a time when this would have been a huge game as far as, they would have been undefeated in the season. I think both coaches are really trying to rebuild something there, and we saw Riverside a few weeks ago. Really young team, so I think they're about a year away from really doing something. Elwood's kind of still in that rebuilding process.
It's Brentwood at Southside tonight in Green Township, and another game we'll keep our eyes on. Laurel at Mohawk in the MAC, and the baseball ALCS getting underway tonight. The American League Championships, Boston at Houston, and tomorrow we have Stowe Rocks at Western Beaver. Jim and myself will be on the air from Industry at 12 p.m. And one other high school game tomorrow night, Shenango at Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. And then after high school football, we'll head south. It's Pitt at Virginia Tech, 3:30 kickoff in Blacksburg, Virginia. So, Jim, we got another good lineup of football coming up this weekend on Beaver County Radio and Facebook Live tonight, and, of course, Trib Live all season long.
Yeah, certainly a big game for Pitt tomorrow. I mean, obviously, at 4-1, and Coach Narduzzi is complaining a little bit about not getting respect, but I think if they pull off a big win tomorrow at Virginia Tech, I think he's going to get start getting a semblance of that respect he's looking for.
All right, so we'll have a doubleheader, high school and college football tomorrow afternoon on Beaver County Radio. The homecoming court being escorted around the track here at Rochester High School, and we're just a few minutes away from kickoff of this big game. Cornell and Rochester tonight under the lights here at Rochester Stadium. And the Rams, they lost 16-0 to Union. That's their only setback. But they also have a 34-7 win over Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. So if Rochester can really get healthy, and I know when I talked to Gene Matsuk, and understandably he's concerned. I mean, he's without a couple of his key players. I mean, you have Mullins out, Denny Robinson's still out, Parker Lyons, we don't know if he'll come back at all. J.D. Azoulay been playing well, but he does say, though, the defense has really been strong, and you can tell the statistics don't lie. They're giving up 7.7 points a game. It'll be interesting. I think that's the big thing that I'll be watching anyway. Rochester's defense against Cornell's exciting, skill-laden offense.
Right, it's cliche, but it certainly is true. Defense wins games, so that's really Rochester's strong point. And you look at them offensively; they're a run-first offense too. And obviously with Mullins on the sideline, that kind of takes away that option of the pass. I mean, he had 12. They've only completed 17 passes on the year. He had 12 of the receptions this year. So it's not like they pass a lot, but still, him being on the sideline kind of takes away that option. They're going to have to rely on that running game a lot more.
Jim, as we approach kickoff, I look across the way, some familiar faces from Rochester. Jack Sullivan, who has done so much for this program. And you have Jim Anthony and Matt Knoll and guys who have really put a lot of heart and spirit. But the Rochester family lost one last week. Jim, I'm sure you're familiar with Joe Mavero, longtime coach, supporter of Rochester, especially at the youth programs. He's always been there, and unfortunately, Joe passed away last week, and that leaves another empty seat here. Carmela Matsuk passed away last year, the proud mother of Gene, and they still have a seat dedicated to Carmela Matsuk. Nobody gets to sit in there. The spirit of Carmela Matsuk, and now we have to say goodbye to our good friend and Joe Mavero.
Yeah, and that's the special thing about coming to Rochester, and all these years that the two of us have been coming here, that just really the family atmosphere and the people that have been here forever, a really long time. I was talking to Gary Matsuk, a longtime statistician on the field. Everybody that had Jack Sullivan up here, his wife makes the cookies for us up here, year in and year out. So it's really just it's part of the tradition here. Just that the people have been here year in and year out. Just that family tradition. There's not a lot of change.
I can blame some of my excess in weight on the Sullivans, that's for sure. We'll take our final timeout. Kickoff's coming up next in 2 minutes From Rochester Stadium, it's Cornell and the Rams on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live.
I just love my Tyler Mountain Waterman.
That's something I hear all the time. This is Stefan Sasek from Tri-State Waters. I'm the guy that is out and about delivering that Tyler Mountain 100% natural spring water. I'm everywhere from New Brighton to Old Economy. Tri-State Waters delivers, and I'm the one driving the truck. From Beaver to Raccoon Township, I'm the waterman they love and the waterman that delivers. We even go to Poland, well, Ohio that is. If you need home or office delivery, call today and ask for Stefan, 724-774-4644.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
Have peace of mind that when an emergency strikes, we'll be there. That's why a Medic Rescue membership is so important. Medic Rescue has been Beaver County's #1 provider of emergency medical care and transport services for over 40 years. Our trained paramedics and emergency medical technicians are knowledgeable, experienced, and can evaluate emergencies quickly and accurately so that you get the life-saving care you need. Get the comfort that comes with a Medic Rescue membership. Call today, 724-728-3621. Medic Rescue, caring for our community.
And we're getting started a tad early here on Beaver County Radio tonight. Cornell, the visiting team, in their white tops, blue bottoms, and the gold helmets. The Cornell Raiders of Ed Dawson and the Rochester Rams in their traditional home blue tops, bottoms, white helmets. And we're ready for football. And Cornell will receive it, and they'll move from right to left from our vantage point toward the high school as we get ready to get this one underway in the Big 7 in 1A.
Yeah, I know Coach Dawson in the preseason, he was talking about a lot of his skill players, and Tim Henderson among them. He said he can really take it to the house from anywhere, and he's back there deep for Cornell. So if he gets the ball in his hands, there could be some excitement early for the Raiders.
So the Raiders will go on offense first. And the kick, a squib kick along, then it takes a high hop to the 21-yard line and picking it up and taking off down the far side. And this could be Godsville for the Cornell Raiders. And going in for the touchdown for Cornell was Tim Henderson. Jim, you said how electrifying he is. He takes it from the 20 and goes 80 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, I think Rochester was trying to keep that ball on the ground to keep it out of his hands, but it just took a fortuitous bounce right to him, got it right in stride at the 20-yard line and took it to the house and broke the initial line early on and then found an opening and was gone.
Jim, how long of a kickoff return do you have that recorded?
I had him at 79 yards. He got it right at the 21.
Okay, and Cornell, just like that, shocking this homecoming crowd at Rochester Stadium. Tim Henderson, once he got the midfield, you kind of sensed nobody was going to touch him, and they didn't.
Yeah, he was full speed by the time he got to the 50-yard line and was just made a cut, and he was gone.
And on to attempt the extra point will be the sophomore C.J. Jackson. Snap down, kick is up, and the kick is good, just inside the right stick. We'll take a 30-second timeout. If you didn't get here for kickoff, well, you missed something. It's 7-0 Cornell on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
Well, Rochester's offense will get their hands on the football. They average sort of a modest 21.8. Remember, they were shut out against Union, and they have a 1-0 forfeit win over Burgettstown, which was a COVID situation, and that counts as in your points per game. You only get the 1-0 win, so maybe a little bit misleading, but Rochester really needs some offense tonight if that Cornell kickoff returns any indication. And this time on the kickoff, it's a short one. They wanted to avoid going deep, and the Rams take the kickoff. It'll get just inside the 40-yard line. And for Rochester, that was Antonio Laurie, the freshman, the younger brother of senior Sal Laurie, and he was the CCBC player of the game, Antonio was. He did enough to impress the folks from WNBA, Mike and Jason, last week.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Rochester does. Obviously, I'm sure they're going to be doing a lot of running the football tonight, so I think it's going to be mixed up with the Lauries between the two of them.
Yeah, no Denny Robinson. Jerome Mullins, their leading receiver, out also with a hamstring issue. And this time on the first down call, it goes to Sal Laurie. Good yardage for Laurie. He gets 6 to the 45. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and that's kind of textbook Rochester football right there over the years. For our friends on Facebook Live, who maybe don't see Rochester all the time, you're going to see a lot of the handoffs off tackle, the 3 running backs in the backfield. The ball's going to be between the tackles quite a bit, and they're going to pick up chunks of yardage.
Now behind center, J.D. Azalea, who's been the quarterback since week 1 when Parker Lyons went out with a tibial injury. Pass down the field, it's going to be incomplete. Well covered was the receiver for Rochester, and that was Noah Haskins, the senior, but the Raiders had that covered beautifully. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, I think Rochester was trying to catch him off guard. Obviously, they're a running football team. Had a nice pickup on 1st down. I think they were going to try to catch Cornell off guard. Maybe that Cornell would think they were going to run the ball again. And Cornell's defensive backs did not bite whatsoever.
So a big 3rd down for the Rochester offense. They need 4 for the 1st down. We'll introduce the officials in a moment. Now out of the gun goes Azalea. Azalea, now he'll keep it on the run, and he's got the 1st down. Actually, that's Sal Laurie out of the Wildcat who takes the snap, and he's got the 1st down of the 46, a pickup of 8. Let's introduce the officials. The referee tonight is David Gatling. Robert Roach is the umpire. The head linesman is Sean Gouch. Ken Bamford is the line judge. The side judge tonight is Mike Gouch, and the field judge is Mark Kania. And it's a 1st down for the Rams in the Cornell territory. Full house backfield for Rochester. And the handoff, and this one goes nowhere. And they're going to lose a yard. And with the call was Amari Curry for the sophomore. So it'll be 2nd down for the Rams on 11.
Yeah, there was nothing there, just right up the middle, right up the gut, and he just got swallowed up in the backfield.
Almost 2 minutes into the 1st quarter, Cornell strikes early on the 79-yard kickoff return by Tim Henderson, and it's a 7-0 lead. Now in motion goes Laurie, pitch out to the left, and getting maybe about 4, possibly, for Rochester off the left side. And that is the younger Laurie, Antonio Laurie. They also go to another running back, fullback Connor Martin. So we have a late marker that's coming from the sideline. And let's see what this is all about. This was after the fact, and it's going to be a hold against Rochester. And that seemed like that got lost in the shuffle. And then, so instead of the 3-yard pickup, it's going to be a 10-yard setback, and that's going to make it 2nd down and 20 for the Rams.
Yeah, that was, I agree. I didn't even see the flag at all. It really seemed like a late thrown flag.
But they get Rochester for the hold, so the Rams, who don't throw the ball a lot, and maybe with Mullins out of the lineup tonight, you might see them throw less. But another marker is on the field.
Yeah, it looked like an illegal formation. I think the extra person on the field couldn't get off in time.
Well, Rochester's digging a huge hole. Illegal shift against the Rochester Rams. And this is going to put the ball all the way back to the original line of scrimmage at the 39. So they need about 25 for a first down. Clock showing 9:33 and counting in the first period.
Yeah, Rochester's not a team that's going to get huge chunks of yards. So they really have their backs to the wall right now with 2nd and long.
Now in the gun, looking. Azalea in the mid-screen. He's got Laurie. Laurie's got plenty of room, and he gets about 23 yards on the slip screen up the middle. Gets down to about the 38-yard line. Looks like about a yard shy of the first down.
Wow, great call by Coach Matzik right there. And again, a perfect call on the screen. I think Cornell was thinking they were going to go long, hits him with the screen. There was nothing but green space in front of him, too, and blockers. And so really, really well-developed play.
24 yards on the play. It's 3rd down and 1 for the Rochester Rams, trying to answer that Cornell touchdown. They have 3 backs lined up behind Azalea. 1 receiver to the right, and this time the run, trying to get out there, and they're not going to get there. So Rochester will probably go for it on 4th down, and coming up to make the stop was E.J. Dawson. It'll be 4th down. They lose about a yard. 4th down and 2.
Yeah, E.J. Dawson really just a great play coming through there. Read it the whole way and just sniffed it out, brought him down. Now Rochester, again, they're kind of where they want to be as far as in a running situation, but they have to make it at this point.
So they'll go for it on 4th down and 2. Long count by Azalea, and the give, and they are not going to get there. Cornell denies Antonio Laurie, and Cornell will take over on downs. So it goes to show this Cornell defense can play. They give up 15.3 per game, but Rochester needed 2. They got nothing, and the Raiders take over at the 39.
Yeah, and again, E.J. Dawson coming through there, making a big hit, just really making things happen for Cornell defensively. It's going to be interesting to see now what happens with Cornell. That's really exciting offense right now. So Rochester's defense really has to step up, and they don't want to fall down two scores.
And we got officials timeout. And actually, Rochester will call for one. We'll take a minute break. It's already 7-0 Cornell, and the Raiders have the football near the 40 when we come back on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live.
They say imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. If that's true, then people must really be impressed with me. This is the Aquaman of Beaver County, Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. You see, at this time of year, lots of people try to look just like me and put on their superhero outfits as costumes. The only difference is, at the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, we act like superheroes all year round with service that would make any Cape Crusader proud. This is the Aquaman from Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Jim Riggio, wishing you a festive and safe Halloween. Click bfwater.net.
Community College of Beaver County is more than a place to build a career, it's a place to belong. With extra financial grants and less fees, programs that get you to graduation or on the job fast, flexible courses that come straight to you, and full support along the way, CCBC offers real learning for real life. Don't just attend college, experience it. Visit ccbc.com and get started, or call 724-480-3504 to connect with CCBC. You belong here.
Kimbrough's pass on first down bobbled by Dravon Newton, incomplete. He had Newton, but Newton just dropped the football. So it's 2nd down and 10. That was the first snap for Cornell, but they lead at 7-0 thanks to Tim Henderson's 79-yard kickoff return. Now the Raiders will send Sincere Kimbrough, the senior, in the shotgun. He has sidecars left and right, 2 receivers to the strong side left. And looking, and trying to get out of there, and nothing doing. Getting back to the line of scrimmage. I don't think, no, it will not count as a sack, as he was able to muster about a half of a yard. We'll call it 3rd and 9 with 7.5 minutes to go in the quarter.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do with a player like Sincere Kimbrough, because he can do it with his arm and his legs. And again, there was nowhere for him to throw the football. So if you're Rochester, did a really nice job just keeping him contained, bringing him down. Very short gain, 1 yard.
Well, they sent Tim Henderson to the right. He was the one who broke that long kickoff return for the touchdown. They have two receivers to the left. Kimbrough in the gun on 3rd down and 9. Kimbrough, he has some time. He's going for the home run down the field. It is caught. No, it's bobbled. It was complete for a moment. It looked like the receiver had it in Raekwon Troutman, but when he hit the ground, the ball popped loose, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, unfortunate for Troutman. He really, again, made a nice adjustment to the football, went up, got it at the high point, but could not hold on to it as he hit the ground.
So the Rams dodge a bullet there, and they'll send Azalea back deep, the lone returner on the punt for the Cornell Raiders. So Cornell's first possession results in a 3-and-out, but they still lead at 7-0. High punt, not deep. Azalea will let it bounce, and it takes a Rochester roll, and Cornell has to pounce on top of it. Took about a 7-yard roll up the field, so Rochester will start from its own 35. Pretty good field position for the Rochester Rams, who were stopped inside the 40 on their first possession. They'll try to rebound with 6:40 to go in the first quarter, and the Rams trail 7-0.
Yeah, very good bounce for Rochester. That was a really nice punt by Cornell, but again, the bounce backward just put Rochester in a really nice position.
So Azalea, with his complement of backs, they got the power eye. And now do we have another timeout?
Yep, another Rochester timeout.
And the Rams, using already 2 timeouts, will take a minute break here. It's Cornell 7, Rochester nothing. Now this on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live.
The law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. Attorney Chuck Garbett.
What we tell them, number one, they cannot guarantee the result. All we can guarantee is the effort and an honest evaluation. Not every case goes to court. Most of them settle. There's a reason most of our cases settle out of court, and that's because over the years, the insurance companies have realized that when we're involved in a case, we do prepare that case as if it will go to trial. And we aren't afraid to take a case to trial. The insurance company keeps a book on the lawyers. There's a lot of lawyers out there that yell and scream and they pound their chest and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But they haven't seen an inside of a courtroom maybe in 30 to 40 years. And the insurance industry knows that. Well, with us, it's a little different.
For your free consultation from the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, call 724-658-8535 or visit them online at lgkg.com.
And on first down, the freshman Antonio Laurie with the carry, and he gets about 7 to the 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for Rochester.
Yeah, just a quick hitter for Rochester, for Laurie right up the middle, and really showed a lot of power. He really dragged some defenders with him, had a head of steam.
His older brother Sal was not only a fine football player, but a basketball standout for the Rams last year, a team that went to the WPIL championship game. And this time it is Sal Laurie, and he's got some room. He's on the loose at the 40, puts his helmet down, gets to the 36-yard line. Sal Laurie delivers, and it's 1st and 10 Rochester at the Cornell 37.
Yeah, Sal Laurie showed speed and power. He got into the open field, and Sincere Kimbrough went to make the tackle. Laurie put his head down, ran him over. Kimbrough held on for the tackle, but wow, he took some punishment on that hit.
Sal Laurie, who transferred a year ago from Swickley Academy, that's why he was ineligible for the basketball playoffs, but he will be this year. And this time on first down, and that is Sal Laurie again. And Sal gets about 4 down to the 33-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, again, like we say with Rochester, nothing fancy, just off the tackles.
Cornell calls a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break this time. Rochester on the move, but Cornell leads at 7-0 on WBVP 99.3 FM, and Trib Live.
Believe it or not, you can celebrate an international occasion without leaving Beaver County. This is Cindy Hiladio from Friendly Federal Credit Union. That's right, we are celebrating International Credit Union Day on October 21st. Come in and find out why credit unions have played such an important role in providing financial services locally and around the world. Meet me and my friendly staff. Click friendlyfcu.org or follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
All right, early score from the Fry Transportation Update Desk. Central Valley looking for its 20th win in a row, leading Ambridge early, 9-0 at Sarge Albert Stadium. 6-0 Laurel leading Mohawk. We'll get you more in a moment. Rochester on the move, and the give this time, and it's a loose football. It was for the, let's see who's recovered it. And that was out there for the, in fact, nobody really outside of maybe one player from each team knew that the ball was loose. And fortunately for Rochester, they were able to recover. No gain on the play. And that's about the nicest no gain you can ask for, because that was right there ready for a Cornell player to pounce on it.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. I mean, the ball was just laying there. It really seemed like in slow motion, like nobody was even looking at it. And again, very fortunate for Rochester.
Well, it's third down now for the Rams. Azalea looking. Azalea passes, and the ball was dropped. I think Sal Laurie was trying to run before he got possession. So it's fourth down for Rochester. They're kind of in that nowhere land, but we'll see how Rochester plays it. And Gene Matzuk might decide to boot it away, trying to flip the field in Rochester's favor. Looks like you're going to bring in Sal Laurie to punt.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. With this Cornell offense, it really can score from anywhere, but you want to push them back as far as possible.
And Raekwon Troutman back to receive the boot by Azalea. Snap down, kick high. Troutman will catch it inside his 5. He's in a lot of trouble, and the move pays off for Rochester. Troutman is stopped. They'll give him forward progress to the 3.
Wow, that was a dangerous play by Troutman. I thought he was going to run back into the end zone, and then really Rochester was just right there. Great punt coverage, but again, playing that ball inside the 10-yard line, you learn early on, you plant your heels at the 10 and don't field a punt, let it go into the end zone, and he fielded it and really paid the price.
So Cornell in the shadow of their end zone. They lead 7-0. Rochester deciding the punt, and it pays off. They're going to make Cornell earn anything they get on this possession. Now to the left will be Dravon Newton, and there's a receiver right for Cornell, and in the gun goes Kimbrough. Kimbrough will keep it, trying to get something, and he cracks the 5-yard line. He got maybe 2. It'll be second down for Cornell. With 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter, he only scored the 79-yard kickoff return for the touchdown to open the game by Tim Henderson.
Yeah, that's kind of a nice call on first down for Cornell. Just, you're really backed up to the goal line. Just, a lot of coaches, they're going to just run that ball right up the middle, just try to get a little more room, try to spread things out on second down, see what they can do.
Rochester now seeing Cornell in a second down and 9 from the Cornell 5-yard line. And the give this time, and there's a hole off to the left side. That's going to be a first down and then some for the Raiders, and almost breaking it was Henderson. No, it was not Henderson. It was E.J. Dawson. And that will give Cornell some breathing room as he gets it out to the 26-yard line, a pickup of 21.
Yeah, after Cornell, that's exactly what you want to have happen right there, just a big break. They were really backed up to the goal line for Rochester. Just again, didn't want that to happen defensively. You had him backed up. You had him set up for 3rd down. But, great run by Dawson, though. Just broke the first line of defense, got through the linebackers, and really made a nice run.
Looks like Blackhawks taking a 7-0 lead over Newcastle at Blackhawk Stadium after a quarter from the Fry update desk. First down, nothing there. And the Rams able to smother the running back in Dawson this time after he picked up over 20 on his last carry.
Yeah, again, nothing there. It's what just a tribute to Rochester's offense. Their defense, but really just closed the door on Dawson right as soon as he got the football.
2nd down and 10, 2:18 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Cornell. Now the Raiders will send a receiver to the left, and that is Dravon Newton. This time the pitch, and it's Henderson. Henderson breaks one. He's got a first down and plenty to spare. Gets it out to the 42-yard line. Tim Henderson, first time I believe he's touched the ball since he broke the opening kickoff for the touchdown, and it's a first down for the Raiders at the 42.
And what another burst of speed he showed. Took the toss around right end, kind of was waiting a little bit, then all of a sudden just a big burst up the sideline and just broke a tackle and really just made a nice run.
So the Raiders have the ball, first down. And this time on the end around, and they get to the ball carrier there. Really no gain. Getting the call was Walter Claret. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Cornell Raiders.
Yeah, Cornell's got a lot of weapons at its disposal, and just a lot of guys that, again, they're really mixing things up with the passing game and the running game. But just there's really nobody for Rochester to key on.
2nd down and 10. Cornell at their own 42. This all started at the Raider 3. Big plays have given them some breathing room. This time the pass, and it's dropped. Should have been caught. Wouldn't have been a first down, but it will now bring up 3rd down and 10, and that was Troutman who dropped the football.
Yeah, Cornell has been victimized tonight by 3 drop passes, and again, I'm sure Coach Dawson cannot be happy with that. I'm sure it's something he's going to talk about at halftime or maybe between the first and second quarters. But again, 3 open receivers, 3 drop passes, so that's got to be rectified for Cornell.
So it's 3rd down and 10, half a minute to go in the opening quarter.
I think we have
Cornell uses a timeout. We've seen already 4 timeouts in this first quarter. We'll make it a 30-second break with 30 seconds to go in the period. 7-0 Cornell. We'll be right back.
How can I help my child to make positive choices?
Start with a conversation. Start making the difference.
Beaver County parents, is your child between the ages of 10 and 14? If so, Keystone Wellness Programs is offering the Strengthening Families program in your area. This free program is designed for families to have fun together while learning ways to promote family bonding and communications. For more information about upcoming sessions near you, visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org.
Paid for with PA taxpayer dollars.
Okay. All right, couple scores. We finally get one on WNBA. Aliquippa's taking a 7-0 lead over Montour. Blackhawk leads Newcastle 7-0 after 1. Keystone Oaks has grabbed a 14-7 lead over Quaker Valley. And Blackhawk, or I should say Central Valley, on top of Ambridge 9-0 in the first. This time the slip screen. It's caught and trying to get the first down. Coming up a couple yards short at the 49. It looks like they're going to need about 2. And it'll be interesting to see how Ed Dawson will handle it. He's going to have a couple minutes to think about it because we're coming to the quarter break. And that will do it for one period here from Rochester Stadium. Cornell has a 4th down and 3 situation. We go to the second period. The long kickoff return of nearly 80 yards by Tim Henderson, the difference. It's Cornell 7, Rochester nothing here on Beaver County Radio, WBVP 99.3 FM and Trib Live Sports.
Navigating healthcare should be easy. Heritage Valley Medical Neighborhoods offer the care you need most in one convenient location. Access walk-in clinics, primary care, lab, diagnostic imaging, and other services at one of Heritage Valley's 7 medical neighborhoods. There's no need to travel far for quality healthcare. Find a medical neighborhood near you at heritagevalley.org. Heritage Valley and you, uniquely connected for life.
Did you ever think you would see a day when nobody showed up for big city holiday parades or pro sporting events? This is Bill from Laughlin Insurance Agency in Rochester. If nothing else, this past year has taught us that things we never considered possible can happen and that nobody can predict the future. At the Laughlin Agency, your Penn National Insurance provider, we give you the ability to protect against loss during unexpected times. Who knows what the future holds? Visit LaughlinINSAgency.com.
Well, Tim Henderson took the first snap of the second quarter and went all the way for the touchdown, but there is a holding call against Cornell, and most of that will be coming back. It looks like you're going to get a good chunk of that yardage, though, because the hold came downfield, but Cornell does get the first down. They had 4th down and 3 near midfield. Ed Dawson gambled. It pays off, and Cornell will get the first down, but they will not get the touchdown.
Well, we've seen a lot of Tim Henderson tonight, and he's really showed his speed on that play. Again, just took the toss around left end and then just like a jet up the left sideline. Just unfortunately came back with a penalty.
Well, they're still going to have the 35-yard line of Rochester, and Cornell on the move, moving now from left to right. And the Rams already trailing 7-0. In the gun goes Kimbrough. Goes for the home run ball, and it is just off the fingertips of the intended receiver, and I believe that was Henderson. Oh, my goodness. He aired it out, and it was just out of the grasp of the intended receiver.
Yeah, that would have been a tremendous catch by Henderson had he been able to pull it in, but really made a great effort for it, really reaching, diving for the ball. Could not pull it in, but what an attempt.
Well, Henderson had a touchdown taken away on the holding call. He tried to make it back in one play. Now he'll step out for a snap. Just 16 seconds into the second quarter, Cornell leading 7-0. And they have a 2nd and 10 at the Rochester 35. And the handoff, not much there. In fact, just getting back to the line of scrimmage. Took a little while for the handoff to go from Kimbrough to his running back in Dawson, and it's 3rd down and 10. Surely 4-down territory for Ed Dawson and the Raiders.
Yeah, that play did take a long time to develop, and Kimbrough did a pump fake before handing it off, and then Rochester did not bite at all.
So Rochester now looks at a 3rd and 10 for the Raiders. Last year, Rochester won handily, 35-7. But what a difference a year makes. This time rolling out. Having some field to run is Kimbrough. He will not get the first down, but he sets up some options on 4th down. As he gets to the 28, a gain of 7, they'll need 3.
Yeah, he kind of, again, just looked for his receivers. They weren't covered, pulled that ball down and just tucked it and ran. And like I say, he made something out of nothing. This is really a nice, manageable 4th and 2 for the Raiders.
So with a minute and a half gone by in the second quarter, Rochester without a couple of its key players. Dude Mullins, it's Jerome, but they affectionately call him Dude. He's their big play threat at wideout, and he's out with a hamstring injury. Denny Robinson, who's been trying to shake off a hamstring injury, just could not make the call tonight as well. Now it's fourth down for the Raiders. They need about 3 for the first down.
Cornell looks like Cornell had a delay.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
And boy, I'll tell you, Ed Dawson's club's been doing things pretty well tonight, but that's a tough one. Now they'll have to get 8 yards on fourth down.
Yeah, kind of a careless error right there, and you can't have that when you're, again, like I say, they're doing things well, and those are things you have to do to beat Rochester, but you make those mistakes, and that's going to come back to hurt you.
So it might become a passing down now for the Cornell Raiders. In the gun goes Kimbrough. He has 2 receivers to both sides of the field. And now the rush is on, and off the back foot, the pass is going to be incomplete. He tried to go end zone, and there were a couple of blue jerseys there to prevent the completion, and there was some pursuit by the Rams defense, and Rochester will take over on downs at their own 33.
Yeah, it looked like Troutman was open for a little bit, but then he slipped as he was heading into the end zone, and that gave the Rochester defenders time enough to really recover, and they caught up to the ball and knocked it away. But again, yeah, he was under, Kimbrough was under a lot of pressure, just had to get rid of the football, throw it into the end zone.
So that drive started at the 3, and it ends at the Rochester 33. So 64 yards in all. But Rochester gets the football with 9.5 to go in the half, and now we got officials' time. And is it another timeout?
Yeah, I think it's another Rochester timeout. Yeah, wow.
Wow. They have used all 3 of their timeouts with 9:28 left in the half. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Still 7-0 Cornell. The big one in the Big 7 continues on Beaver County Radio.
Have peace of mind that when an emergency strikes, we'll be there. That's why a Medic Rescue membership is so important. Medic Rescue has been Beaver County's #1 provider of emergency medical care and transport services for over 40 years. Our trained paramedics and emergency medical technicians are knowledgeable, experienced, and can evaluate emergencies quickly and accurately so that you get the life-saving care you need. Get the comfort that comes with a Medic Rescue membership. Call today, 724-728-3621. Medic Rescue, caring for our community.
Okay, we're getting some scores from Malik Garrett from the Fry Transportation Update Desk, and we'll get to them as soon as we can. Rochester takes over after stopping Cornell on that long drive. This time, the direct snap and some room to run, and it's J.D. Azalea still on his feet. On the move, it's going to be a touchdown for Azalea. You got to be kidding me. 67 yards. Azalea gives Rochester the chance to tie it here early in the second quarter.
What an effort by Azalea right there. Again, I initially couldn't see his number. I thought it was one of the running backs coming out of the Wildcat. He was breaking tackles, and what a move he made on the sideline. He was about 30 yards down the field. I think he lulled the Cornell defender into thinking he was going to run out of bounds, and then just kind of pulled away from him and cut across the field into the end zone. But what a tremendous individual effort by Azalea, and got Rochester right back into this football game.
So the Rams will try to tie it up here at Rochester Stadium. It'll be Sal Laurie on for the kick. One play, 67 yards by Azalea. High snap, kick is up, and it is good. It did not look great from here, but it was good enough to get inside the flag on the right upright. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. Rochester, 2 big plays, 79-yard kickoff and a 67-yard run by the quarterback at Azalea. We're even at 7. Back in a minute on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live.
In sports broadcast, the pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. In life, a pre-career start at the Beaver County Career Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. Did you know that graduates are making substantial wages, some over 6 figures? This is possible without student loan debt. It's true. With more, here's Beaver County CTC Administrative Director David Whitehead.
This is David Whitehead, Administrative Director at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center. BCCTC is proud to induct Boom in Beaver County. The training we provide for our students enables them to land outstanding and, quite frankly, lucrative careers in the trades and has changed Beaver County in a very positive way, all at the same time.
Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
And the kickoff, and this one gets behind Henderson. Henderson recouping. Boy, you got to respect this young man. He's on the loose again. Henderson near midfield. A couple markers come in. He'll get down near the 45 of the Rams, and a lot of this will be coming back. But still, Henderson, who took the opening kickoff, Jim, 79 yards for the score, gets past midfield. They'll take some of it back, surely a hold or thereabouts for the Cornell Raiders.
Yeah, he is dangerous once he gets into open field. And it looked like the kickoff got past him. It went past him, and he had to go back and pick it up at the 13-yard line. And again, just found some room and really just weaved his way through the Rochester defense. And but again, coming back for a penalty.
We'll mark it off from the Cornell 48. That'll take it back to the Cornell 38. And that's where the Raiders will put it in play. On WNBA, Aliquippa has opened up a 21-0 lead over Montour. Beaver Falls has taken a 7-0 lead over Freedom. More scores in a moment. Cornell with 9:02 left in the second quarter in a 7-7 game with Rochester. Kimbrough in the gun. And Kimbrough has to eat it. And Kimbrough might have mustered a yard. And for the Rochester Rams, getting in there to deliver the lick was R.J. Perlick, the senior. It'll be second down and 10 for Cornell.
Yeah, Perlick was in the backfield right after the snap. He was not blocked at all. Had hold of Kimbrough as soon as after he made pulled the handoff away and held on to the football. Then Perlick just held on to him, brought him down.
8:27 to go in the second period. Upper St. Clair and Moon now tied at 7. 11-0 West Allegheny leading South Fayette. Blackhawk was up 7-0. More scores to follow from the Fry Transportation desk. This time, taking the snap that's Kimbrough, and he goes nowhere. Rochester feeding off that long touchdown run up 67 yards by J.D. Aslay. It's 3rd and 10 for the Raiders.
Yeah, big hit right there. Adam Schur, again, just met Kimbrough at the line of scrimmage and really laid a hit on him, too. Wow.
Cornell has won 5 in a row. Or is it 6 or 5 in a row?
5 in a row, yes.
5 in a row since their opening season loss to Mohawk. And Rochester was 5-1. This time on 3rd down and being hammered. No gain again. And having to eat the football was Kimbrough, and the Rams really came up to meet the challenge on that possession. No yardage at all. It's 4th down for the Cornell Raiders.
Wow, the big touchdown run by Rochester, by Aslay, really motivated Rochester, and you just saw it on that possession by Cornell. Rochester defense was dominating in that possession. 3 plays, 0 yards.
And the Raiders will punt. And the kick is away, and it's a good one. Back at his 25-yard line. Now retracing the steps. Little return. Getting to the 31-yard line. And that was Jordan Shanky. So the Rams will begin at their own 31-yard line.
Yeah, that last possession was a little bit of an anomaly for the Rams. Usually they are just 3 yards in a cloud of dust on every play. So for them to get a 67-yard burst.
Yeah, and they're without Jerome Ballins tonight with the hamstring. And this time it'll be Laurie taking the snap in the Wildcat, and he gets decent yardage, maybe 6 to the 37. It'll be second down and 4.
Yeah, Rochester just mixing it up a little bit. That's an effective play out of the Wildcat, and there were just so many weapons back there. You know, we talked about Cornell's weapons, but Rochester's got a lot of guys they can mix it up with as well.
M.J. Smith on the stop for the Raiders. 6:22 left in the second quarter here at Rochester Stadium. We're even at 7 apiece. Big plays. One a kickoff return for Cornell. One a quarterback keep that went 67 yards. And this time it's Laurie again. He's got the first down as he dents Cornell real estate at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, the same play that he ran for the touchdown. Again, it worked perfectly. Again, great blocking by the Rochester offensive line, just finding space on that left side.
You know, you got to like this Rochester running game. We have not seen Connor Martin, who's been the third back in this offense. Haven't really seen him carry the ball tonight. Don't know what his situation is, but they've gotten mileage out of especially Sal Laurie and his younger brother Antonio. Now Laurie will line up as a slot receiver to the right side. First down, and it is Azalea almost breaking it again. He gets about 9 down to the 37-yard line.
Wow, it did look like he was going to break it again. He got into the secondary, and his legs were still moving, and Cornell had him, and his legs were churning. But, yeah, what a run. He is really running inspired tonight.
Second down and 1, the ball now at the Cornell 38-yard line. Azalea gets the play in from the near sideline. Rams trying to get the lead for the first time tonight.
Takes some time off the clock as well.
Laurie in motion. That's Sal Laurie. And the give goes to Antonio, and he's got the first down easily. And he goes down to the 31-yard line. Connor Martin is in the lineup now for Rochester, so nothing wrong with him. But Rochester gets the first down. Boy, if they ever get a healthy Denny Robinson, who had over 900 yards last year, this would be a very potent attack. But that's the big question. Can he come back from the hamstring problem? First down Rams at the Cornell 31, 4:25 left in the first half. We're even at 7. Sal Laurie in motion. High snap, and this time in that high snap caused the dysfunction in the play, and they get the Rams for about a yard loss as they go to the younger Laurie, Antonio, and it's going to be second down. They'll lose 2 back to the 33.
Yeah, not what Rochester wanted to have in that situation. They were really moving the football, and they don't want to be in a second and long situation, but they're really doing a nice job running the clock, and if they can score right before halftime, they get the kickoff in the second half, so they could really make something happen.
But keep in mind, Rochester has used all 3 of its timeouts, so they're going to have to be a little punctual. This time on the pitch out, look out, loose football. Antonio Laurie lost it, and it's the first turnover of the game, and the ball was recovered by the Raiders. Eric Dennis, a hard lick after a nice run by Antonio Laurie, but the ball will turn over to Cornell, and Cornell, which has 2 timeouts left, will have a first down at their own 35.
Yeah, Shamar Wilson from Cornell laid a huge hit on that play, got his helmet on the football, and that ball went back easily 7 yards from where the contact happened. Just a big hit right there by Shamar Wilson.
So Cornell may have the last hurrah in this first half with 3:35 to go. Rams turn it over. They had a nice drive going, but the lick on Antonio Laurie popped the ball loose, recovered by Dennis. Loose football! It's up for grabs. I don't see any excitement, so it must mean Cornell was recovered, but they will lose a yard on the play as Kimbrough fumbled the snap, and it'll be second down and 11.
Yeah, I think Kimbrough just kind of took his eyes off the football. He was looking at where he was going to run before he looked the snap into his hands.
Well, where they put the ball at, it's going to be second down and about 13.
Yeah, it was
back
a bigger loss than I thought, too, yeah.
3 minutes to go in the half. So Cornell might decide to be patient, knowing that Rochester cannot stop the clock.
Yeah, Cornell's receivers have been open tonight. If they can pull in some of these catches, they can really do something through the air.
And this time, oh, what a play in the backfield. That didn't fool the Rams one iota. And they're going to say Sal Laurie, and I want to say that it was also the work of Noah Haskins. I thought I saw him in on the action as well. It's third down, and they're going to need about 18 for the first down.
Yeah, what a tremendous play by the Rochester defense. They were trying to get Henderson the ball in space, and he had some room around the end, but Rochester sniffed it out and tripped him up in the backfield. Henderson was a little frustrated. He was like, oh, he saw what he had in front of him, and he just got tripped up.
Well, Cornell will now probably just try to milk the clock. Rochester would have a little bit of time with no timeouts if they don't get the first down. This time going for the bomb, and look out! It is dropped. It might have been catchable. It looked like it anyway, near the 15-yard line, and a Raider, the intended receiver, is banged up, and he's on the field.
Yeah, I didn't see who the receiver was, but that ball hit him in the hands. He should have been able to pull that in. That's just been the problem for Cornell tonight. They have had some open receivers, and the passes have been there. And that's a perfect example right there. Right there, the ball was right where it should be.
Now we have to check out the injured receiver. I don't want to put a number or a name yet, but boy, I tell you, it's going to be somebody. If it's enough to keep that player out for a while, that is going to certainly hurt Cornell. And we have 1:47 to go in the first half. Last check, Aliquippa led Montour on WNBA 21-0. Upper St. Clair and Moon tied at 7. We'll have more scores as they're addressing the player. We're going to take a timeout on the field. We'll be back in a minute. We're tied at 7. Cornell has the punt when we return on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live.
How can I help my child to make positive choices?
Start with a conversation. Start making the difference.
Beaver County Parents, is your child between the ages of 10 and 14? If so, Keystone Wellness Programs is offering the Strengthening Families program in your area. This free program is designed for families to have fun together while learning ways to promote family bonding and communications. For more information about upcoming sessions near you, visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org.
Paid for with PA taxpayer dollars.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation. Field goal range with 96 seconds left and no timeouts left.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Rochester does at this point. No timeouts left. They're not really a huge passing threat, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do right now.
Aliquippa has increased their lead 28-0 now over Montour. Quips are really starting to look solid. Moon has grabbed a 14-7 lead over Upper St. Clair. Blackhawk leads Newcastle 14-7, and now Rochester on offense. Full house backfield, and the ball goes to Sal Laurie. Laurie gets about 5 to the 45. Rams out of timeout, so they're going to have to hurry.
Yeah, they're going to. Looks like they are speeding things up a little bit, but it's kind of out of character for them. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, whether they're just going to be content at halftime to have the tie game, or just see what they can get so they can get some chunk yardage.
Second down at 4. After this play, we're going to be down around a minute. This time on second down, that'll eat up some clock. They get about 3. That's going to make it 3rd down and 1 at the 49-yard line. 1 minute to go in the first half. And Rochester unable to stop the clock. I know Gene Matzook has to be thinking, well, you know what, we were out of sync, and you don't want to make a big mistake, but they used those 3 timeouts very early in this first half.
Yeah, 2 in the first quarter alone.
Now on the full house. They'll pitch it out to the left side, losing his footing, retracting himself was Laurie, but he'll get the first down. The clock will stop to move the sticks. They have 33 seconds left, and the ball will be at the 47 of Cornell.
Yeah, like you say, you really can't blame Coach Matzook for using those timeouts. They've got some injuries, some guys that aren't normally in there. So again, out of sorts, out of position, having to call a timeout just to get this team under control.
This was where you would probably maybe go for the home run ball to Mullins, but he's out tonight with a hamstring. This time, and the flea flicker and a pass down the field, and it's picked off. That'll be the second turnover, even though Cornell will start at the 24-yard line. Now that'll be it. That's the end of the half. That turned out to be the last play of the first half. So it does go as an interception, a second Rochester turnover. Or are they going to put some time back on the clock?
Yeah, I think I heard somebody up here say that the official said to put 1 second.
You're absolutely right. So 1 second. But that might as well be 10 seconds because they're going to have time to get a play off. They'll start from the 24.
And as you saw on Cornell's last play, they can go deep, and their receivers can get open. They have some speed, so I don't expect them to take a knee here. I expect them to go for the end zone.
I agree with you, Jim. I don't think this offense will settle for a 7-7 tie, even though everything has to work right on this play. Barring a defensive foul, the last play of the half. Throw it up for grabs. It's going to be incomplete. Now they had Henderson well covered at the 30. That'll do it for the first 24 minutes. Cornell got on the board first. Rochester answers. We'll recap the scoring, what little there was. After 2 quarters of play, it's Cornell 7, Rochester 7, and our halftime show coming up next after this 2-minute timeout on Beaver County Radio and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Navigating healthcare should be easy. Heritage Valley Medical Neighborhoods offer the care you need most in one convenient location. Access walk-in clinics, primary care, lab, diagnostic imaging, and other services at one of Heritage Valley's 7 medical neighborhoods. There's no need to travel far for quality healthcare. Find a medical neighborhood near you at heritagevalley.org. Heritage Valley and you, uniquely connected for life.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
Listening to live sports on the radio in Beaver County is a tradition. This is Craig Fontana from Moon Township Ford, and I ought to know. My dad, Bill Fontana, has called games for over 50 years. Beaver County people know a good call when they hear one, and the best call you can make is to buy your next new or used vehicle at Moon Township Ford. Click moontownshipford.net or visit Moon Township Ford on University Boulevard.
Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
You are listening to the 74th season of high school football on Beaver County Radio. This presentation is being brought to you by the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Friendly Federal Credit Union, the Heritage Valley Health System, uniquely connected for life, click heritagevalley.org, and Fry Transportation, among others. It's the number one way to get into the game, tuning in to Beaver County Radio.
And it's halftime here at Rochester, and in this showdown in the Big Seven, we're all even, 7-7. And it started like this. Opening kickoff, Tim Henderson goes 79 yards for the touchdown. C.J. Jackson kicked the extra point. It was 7-0 Cornell. And it stayed that way until the 9:15 mark of the second quarter when J.D. Azalea, one play after stopping Cornell on downs at the Rochester 33, well, Azalea explodes. 67 yards for the touchdown. Sal Lurie with the extra point, and we are all even at 7 apiece. Two big plays, keeping this game a tie game.
Yeah, and I think this is kind of the game we thought coming in. You know, two really good teams, really good defenses. Rochester's defense really keeping it in the game. Special teams, yeah, they gave up the big return, but otherwise they pitched the shutout defensively. Cornell's really been snake bit with the drop passes, so I think if they can rectify that in the second half, they could have some success.
We'll see what happens. Rochester will get their hands on the football first. When we go to the third quarter, Cornell marching band on the field right now. Rochester will follow, and it's homecoming night here as well on this comfortable night in mid-October. And we'll take this 2-minute timeout, and then we'll roll right into the halftime segment. Dawn Rebel and Chris Harlan of Trib Live Sports, their weekly segment at the half. Our score at the intermission, Rochester 7, Cornell 7. 2 minutes from now, you'll hear the voices of Rebel and Harlan here on Beaver County Radio and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its fourth year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook. Community College of Beaver County is more than a place to build a career, it's a place to belong. With extra financial grants and less fees, programs that get you to graduation or on the job fast, flexible courses that come straight to you, and full support along the way, CCBC offers real learning for real life. Don't just attend college, experience it. Visit ccbc.edu to browse classes and get started, or call 724-480-3504 to connect with CCBC. You belong here.
Believe it or not, you can celebrate an international occasion without leaving Beaver County. This is Cindy Hiladio from Friendly Federal Credit Union. That's right, we are celebrating International Credit Union Day on October 21st. Come in and find out why credit unions have played such an important role in providing financial services locally and around the world. Meet me and my friendly staff. Click friendlyfcu.org or follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
Week 7 edition of the Halftime Show on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Our little halftime get-together every week, sponsored by SE Tire and Export Tire. Your local tire experts, they work hard to earn your business. They have your size tire in stock installed today. All the best brands at the best tire prices. SE Tire, Route 51, Bell Vernon. Export Tire, Old William Penn Highway and Export. Shop for tires online. Check out their Google reviews. Folks checking out various high school football games here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network here in Week 7. These games being played, it's all great, especially with the time we are living in these last 2 years. You just want to get to Friday and then kick off, and this year especially enjoy everything that goes with Friday night high school football. Hasn't been the case with what has been pretty steady, a handful of games every week. There have been a slew of forfeits, if you will, teams deciding whether it be because of COVID-19 or because of injuries that they cannot participate, cannot play in a particular game. WPIL made it clear earlier this year, if you don't have the numbers to play, it's going to be a no contest, no penalty. But all these games, most of these games, I think all except 2, have turned out to be forfeits, which means teams by rule could have fielded a team, have chosen not to. Is this something that is a concern, Chris, for the district moving forward, even once we get past this whole pandemic thing?
It definitely is something that the WPL has their eye on. I talked to Executive Director Amy Schoeneman about that, and I asked her that. I said, there's way more this year than I can remember from years past, and it's up and down the list here, and it's all the way from 6A to single A. We've had actual forfeits this year, and she chalked it up mostly to still COVID issues. She said she thinks that there's already a lot of schools that have small rosters. We're seeing that's not that's nothing new. There's a lot of single A schools have small rosters. She thinks the COVID element laid on top of that this year, where you have a team maybe has 5 kids out who are hurt, and then 5 more who are out because of COVID cases or close contact or whatever, and those numbers add up. And other years it would have just been the injuries. You have the other kids you could play, and so they're thinking that they're hoping it's just an outlier. That 2021 and the number of forfeits is an outlier. I don't know if I'm convinced that all of them are, though, because I think we're seeing more and more small schools that are just struggling to come up with numbers. They just don't have many extra bodies on the roster to begin with. And I think there's some programs out there that are going to have to make some tough decisions in years moving forward.
In the case of Norwin, which is not a small school,
right,
they forfeited earlier this year. And it was a case, and I talked to another coach who said this too, and it makes sense. They lost, they had a lineman dealing with COVID, and so they had a bunch of linemen that were not able to play because of that. Now, they had enough players, but when you're missing linemen, it's hard to tell a running back or a wide receiver to, hey, you're going to be my offensive guard tonight. So that was a big reason, they got hit as far as various bodies were unable to play in a specific position. But the one common denominator, going by what you just said, is whether it's big school or whether it's small school, the one common denominator appears to be a school that is struggling on the field against a school that is doing very well, and the struggling school just, no moss, wants no part.
Right. And that's why you saw earlier this year, the PWA came down and tried to encourage all the districts to not make every cancellation a no contest. They said, make them forfeits if the team could have got on the field. If they had enough players to get on the field and chose not to, make it a forfeit. And that was it, because if you go back to a year ago, all of these games would have just been declared no contest. No, no harm, no foul, you move on. And the team that would have probably lost the game actually makes out by not having to play the good team. That was the thing that PAA said, they got to get that out of there this year. You can't have teams just ducking an opponent, using COVID as an easy excuse to get out of the way of a team that they know they're going to lose to.
We will talk more. This is sort of a hot button topic, and it'll be interesting to see how the district moves forward with this and other related topics. And we'll touch on some of them when the halftime show continues, sponsored by SE Tire and Export Tire on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Need new tires in a hurry? SE Tire has your size tire in stock. Install today. Before you hit the open road, see the tire experts at SE Tire. We do tires and we do them right. Before you hit the open road, see the tire experts at Export Tire. We do tires and we do them right. If it has wheels, we have the tires. Export Tire, your commercial tire headquarters.
We're talking forfeits on this edition of the halftime show on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Don Rebel, Chris Harlan. We were under the impression once the WPIL made their ruling about, what's a forfeit and what's a no contest earlier this year, that in the conference games that are not being played, that are considered forfeits, that the winning team, even though the score goes into the books as 1-0, would still get their 10 points for the WPIL tiebreaker, which, is big. That's not necessarily the case now, you're finding out.
Yeah, there's the WPIL has multiple layers of tiebreaker systems. I'm not going to try to explain them all on the radio. That's not easy to do. But one of them is margin of victory. So if you beat somebody 1-0 as opposed to 10-0, that makes a difference in that margin of victory. 10 points is the most you can get. So that could be an issue coming down the road. Also, in terms of no contests, if you have a no contest in a conference game, you get Gardner points, which are based on the teams that the team you beat, the teams they beat. You get points for that. It's all a complicated math formula that doesn't work very well when you have no contests and you've got forfeits. So the WPL has some issues that, they're going to have to figure out here, or they might have to figure out. They're going to try to hold off on making decisions on those, though, probably till, the last week of the regular season to try to figure out what decisions they have to make is, I think, what they're going to do. They're kind of hoping that, because there's only like one wild card spot this year. I think it's in 2A. Most of the classifications don't have any wild cards, so tiebreakers would really only be needed to figure out order of finish in a conference. So I think they're going to try to hope that, maybe they get to the end and they don't really need these. And if they don't, then great. But if they do, then they're probably going to have the football committee, kind of like they did last year. You might put it in their hands to sort out conference orders and other stuff. So that's a big dilemma they still have maybe on their plate.
Freeport lost their game to Derry. Derry struggling. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out for the Yellow Jackets. Real quick, we've seen teams, Butler, Uniontown, Albert Gallatin, leave the WPIL football only we're talking about and go play an independent schedule. And those schools have had some success. Does this open the door for this next 2-year cycle coming up for other teams to take that route?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if you're a team that's struggling year after year after year, you got to do something different to try to find some spark. I think those teams, the ones you mentioned, I think they got to the point where they just didn't see any light at the end of the tunnel. They just said, we're going to keep doing this. And if we keep losing, we might not have a football program in a few years. So I think, they took drastic actions. You might see a couple of schools maybe do that. I don't know if a lot will, because I don't think there's the big problem is there's not a lot of other teams outside to go play. It's not like a lot of, Western Pennsylvania schools is lining up to go play these guys. So I think that is a dilemma. I think one other thing you might see from smaller schools is maybe more and more co-ops where two schools join together and form one football team. But a lot of schools are reluctant to do that too, because then you kind of lose your tradition. You lose your Friday night. You lose, having the home game at your stadium. And it's just there's a lot of logistics there that go into it. So you're going to see teams, I think, try to hold on as long as they possibly can.
We'll keep you updated on everything. SC Tire and Export Tire brings you the halftime show right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
All right, thanks again, Don Rebel, Chris Harlan. And we're in the middle of our halftime show, and it's a 7-7 game. Two big plays, opening kickoff, 79 yards by Tim Henderson to get Cornell on the board. Rochester answers a couple minutes into the second quarter on a 67-yard run by the quarterback, J.D. Azalea. Both extra points good. That's where we are, 7-7. Let's look at the Fry Transportation Instant Update Desk. Aliquippa leads Montour 35-0. Mike Azadian and Eddie Crow at Caraway Ashman. Moon trying to stay unbeaten, leading Upper St. Clair 14-7. It was 11-0 West Allegheny over South Fayette. At the half, Blackhawk 14, Newcastle 7. Short Tears Valley, Beaver just got a touchdown. Short Tears Valley leading 14-6. Don't know if the Bobcats got the extra point. We'll work on that. Central Valley over Ambridge, 30-0. Avonworth, 36-0 over Hopewell. Keystone Oaks has a 35-13 lead over Quaker Valley. Beaver Falls was on top of Freedom, 14-0. New Brighton, maybe a mild upset tonight if the Lions can win at Oak Hill, leading to Shannick, 13-6. Riverside looking for its first win of the season and first win under new coach Fran Ramsden, leading winless Elwood City 7-0. Southside 14, Brentwood 6 at the half, and Laurel was on top of Mohawk 21-0. And we'll get you more scores as the evening progresses from Fry Transportation. Jim, your thoughts on this first half, and what do they have to do in the second half? I like the way that Rochester rebounded, but it's a 7-7 game. It could go either way.
Yeah, Rochester is doing what it wants to do. Offensively, they have 187 total yards of offense. They have 163 yards on the ground, and they have limited Cornell to a mere 87 yards of total offense. So offensively and defensively, I think they're doing what they want to do. So, Rochester led by J.D. Azalea, 76 yards on the ground. Obviously, the big touchdown run by him. Sal Laurie has 59 yards, and Antonio Laurie has 29 yards. For Cornell, Tim Henderson, the 47 yards rushing plus the 79-yard kickoff return. He's been the bright spot. And Cornell isn't playing poorly. I think the big thing for them, they have been victimized by drop passes. There were three off the top of my head that I can think of. Obviously right before halftime, there was a deep ball that was in the receiver's hands that got dropped. So if they can straighten that out, they can get, again, make some things happen here in the second half. I think for Rochester, you don't want to change much except you want to get in the end zone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they've gotten in once. Cornell's offense has not gotten in there at all. Rochester's defense has pitched a shutout, but we're still tied at 7 apiece. We're going to take a couple-minute timeout. If we get any later scores, we'll pass them along. We got Stowe Rocks at Western Beaver tomorrow. Should be a good one in industry. Jim and myself on the air at noon on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
In sports broadcast, the pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. In life, a pre-career start at the Beaver County Career Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. Did you know that graduates are making substantial wages, some over 6 figures? This is possible without student loan debt. It's true. With more, here's Beaver County CTC Administrative Director David Whiteheads.
This is David Whiteheads, Administrative Director at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center. BC CTC is proud to play a part in the new industrial boom in Beaver County. The training we provide for our students enables them to land outstanding and, quite frankly, lucrative careers in the trades, and has changed Beaver County in a very positive way, all at the same time.
Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
They say imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. If that's true, then people must really be impressed with me. This is the Aquaman of Beaver County, Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. You see, at this time of year, lots of people try to look just like me and put on their superhero outfits as costumes. The only difference is, at the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, we act like superheroes all year round with service that would make any Cape Crusader proud. This is the Aquaman from Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Jim Riggio, wishing you a festive and safe Halloween. Click bfwater.net.
I just love my Tyler Mountain Waterman.
That's something I hear all the time. This is Stefan Sasek from Tri-State Waters. I'm the guy that is out and about delivering that Tyler Mountain 100% natural spring water. I'm everywhere from New Brighton to Old Economy. Tri-State Waters delivers, and I'm the one driving the truck. From Beaver to Raccoon Township, I'm the waterman they love and the waterman that delivers. We even go to Poland, well, Ohio that is. If you need home or office delivery, call today and ask for Stefan, 724-774-4644.
Community College of Beaver County is more than a place to build a career, it's a place to belong. With extra financial grants and less fees, programs that get you to graduation or on the job fast, flexible courses that come straight to you, and full support along the way, CCBC offers real learning for real life. Don't just attend college, experience it. Visit ccbc.edu to browse classes and get started, or call 724-480-3504 to connect with CCBC. You belong here.
And continuing with our halftime show, couple updates on scores. Central Valley now leading Ambridge 37-0. That may have gone into the third quarter. Keystone Oaks has increased its lead 42-13 over Quaker Valley. Beaver did get the extra point. They're trailing Chartiers Valley 14-7. Still in the second there. As you know, Beaver starts at 7:30 at Pat Tarquinio Field. And Aliquippa on WNBA 35-0 over Montour. Moon, good one with Upper St. Clair. Tigers lead it 14-10 at last check. And we'll have more scores throughout the night. Curtis and Malik doing a great job communicating, getting those Fry Transportation update desk scores, and Jim pitching in, going to his sources as well. I'm just standing by and writing them down as we go along. So the Rochester Rams have taken the field, and the Cornell Raiders have been out for a couple of minutes. I don't think they need to put 3 minutes back on the clock like they have done many times in games gone by, but hopefully we'll get this second half started momentarily, and it's a 7-7 football game, Jim, and so obviously it has been an interesting affair and should be, I would imagine, for the next 24 minutes.
Yeah, it's still anybody's game right now, and I think if you're Rochester, the key for them, they are receiving the second half kickoff. Again, run some time on this clock, keep the ball out of Cornell's hands. Because Cornell has played well in the first half, even though they don't have a lot of offense. But if they can get that offense on track, they can start pulling in some of those passes that they've dropped. They can really score quickly. So I think if you're Rochester, you just want to do this, stick to their game plan and running the football, running some clock. It's a big advantage for them having the ball to start the second half.
Well, Cornell needed some help. We don't have any scores on Fort Cherry, and the other team that we were looking at was Shenango, and I think Shenango, they play tomorrow night at Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. So we're underway, short kickoff at the 35-yard line, and getting about 10 on the return. Good shape for Rochester at the 45-yard line. That was Sal Laurie on the short kickoff and the return of 10, and the Rams will head toward New Brighton here in this third quarter in a 7-7 game. First down and 10 for the Rochester Rams at their own 45. J.D. Azalea, he's been the starting quarterback since the early season injury to Parker Lyons. This time on first down, Laurie's tripped up after he gets about 3, and getting there for Cornell, and not getting up off the grass that quickly for the Raiders, and that was Micah Dickerson. And now we're going to have an official's time. Dickerson on the field, and might need some attention. So we're going to, with this going on and they're observing Dickerson, we'll take a minute timeout. Early second half, we're tied at 7 on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live.
Have peace of mind that when an emergency strikes, we'll be there. That's why a Medic Rescue membership is so important. Medic Rescue has been Beaver County's #1 provider of emergency medical care and transport services for over 40 years. Our trained paramedics and emergency medical technicians are knowledgeable, experienced, and can evaluate emergencies quickly and accurately so that you get the life-saving care you need. Get the comfort that comes with a Medic Rescue membership. Call today, 724-728-3621. Medic Rescue, caring for our community.
Navigating healthcare should be easy. Heritage Valley Medical Neighborhoods offer the care you need most in one convenient location. Access walk-in clinics, primary care, lab, diagnostic imaging, and other services at one of Heritage Valley's 7 medical neighborhoods. There's no need to travel far for quality healthcare. Find a medical neighborhood near you at heritagevalley.org. Heritage Valley and you, uniquely connected for life.
So Dickerson is up. He'll be an assistant off the field, but it looks like he's going to be able to shake it off, as Jim speculated, perhaps a cramp. And would imagine we'll see him later on tonight. In the meantime, Rochester second down at their own 48, just 20 seconds into the third quarter in this 7-7 game. Working out of the eye, the Rams. This time it'll go to Sal Laurie again, and not much there. Maybe a yard. It's going to be third down and about 6 for Rochester.
Third down and 6. Yeah, Cornell read that the whole way. That looked like that Julian Cordices came up from his free safety position and really just blew that play right up and really made a big hit.
I've been impressed with Cornell's defense. I know that their offense gets a lot of accolades, but their defense, even though Rochester might be limited because of some hamstring injuries, I like the way that Cornell was playing defensively. One big play is all Rochester's had, and that's where we're at, 7-7. Now Azolay's pass, it is caught and dropped at the 40-yard line, and that's one that you have to bring in. And you don't see Sal Laurie do that much, do that often, that's for sure. He drops it, and Rochester's going to have to bring in the punting unit.
Yeah, that play was there. A nice throw and just really a nice play call. Play was there, just didn't watch it in. But so again, yeah, like you say, he makes those 9 times out of 10.
Raekwon Troutman, who's another dangerous player for Cornell, back to receive the boot by Sal Laurie. 10:48 to go in the third quarter. Laurie kicks it high, wobbly, and he'll get away from Thornton. And is this going to scoot in the end zone? Yes, just barely. I was looking for a knuckleball to maybe bring it back at around the 1 or 2, but it does go into the end zone, and Cornell gets the touchback.
Yeah, the way it came off his foot looked like it did stand a chance of maybe bouncing backwards, but it went to the end zone. But again, Troutman kind of learned his lesson the last time. Last punt he fielded inside the 10-yard line and got swarmed at the 2. So this time he let it go into the end zone.
So Cornell begins at the 20. 10:38 to go, third quarter. And one big turnaround. Neshannock now leading New Brighton 20-13. The Lancers were down a touchdown. Now they're up by a TD. Troutman in motion. And the handoff, and there's nothing there. The Ram defense has been strong. They have not allowed Cornell in the end zone except for the opening kickoff.
Yeah, Rochester's defense has been really impressive, especially in the running game. Cornell's had some open receivers and some drop balls, but as far as running the football, they are just going nowhere against this Rams defense.
Drop passes, as you said, Jim, that has hurt, because this is a big play type of football team. They are not going to grind it out a lot. I mean, they have skill, but they have been mishandling the football tonight.
Yeah, they want to get that passing game going to open up the running game, to spread things out, make Rochester respect the pass.
Receivers, one to both sides. Second down and 10. Handoff up the middle, and not much there. Maybe a couple to the 22. Troutman with the run. It'll be third down and 8 for Cornell.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that, obviously we're early in the second half, but I'm surprised that, after what we saw in the first half, that Cornell's just come out and, gone back to its running game and right up the gut, too. They had a lot of success going around end as well, showing some of their speed.
So big play for the Ram defense to try to get off the field, make it a 3 and out. In the pistol formation goes Kimbrough. He'll pitch it out to the left, trying for some running room and getting a first down on the second effort, and that was Troutman. He gets to the 31, and that's good enough to move the sticks.
And again, that's what you want to do if you're Cornell. You want to use your speed outside. They are just, they're not having any success against Rochester between the tackles, but they have so much team speed that they can really wear Rochester down around the end.
Let me correct myself. E.J. Dawson had the carry, and now we have an injured Raider on the field, the second injury to Cornell in this third quarter. So we're going to take another minute timeout, just under 9 minutes to go in the third. Raiders have the football in this 7-7 football game on Beaver County Radio, WBVP 99.3 and Trib Live. It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. By Barrickman, here for electric garage door sales in Monaca. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers. Dial 724-774-3200, and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors and LiftMaster garage door openers. With over 50 years of experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Give them a call, 724-774-3200, or find them online at electricgarageDoorSales.com.
Did you ever think you would see a day when nobody showed up for big city holiday parades or pro sporting events? This is Bill from Laughlin Insurance Agency in Rochester. If nothing else, this past year has taught us that things we never considered possible can happen and that nobody can predict the future. At the Laughlin Agency, your Penn National Insurance provider, we give you the ability to protect against loss during unexpected times. Who knows what the future holds? Visit LaughlinINSAgency.com.
That was Troutman who carried, and he was the injured Raider on the field. Now it's 1st and 10 Cornell, and the late pitch, and there's not going to be anything there on the far side. So it'll be second down. We'll call it a long 9 for the first down for the Raiders. 8:33 to go in the third quarter. In a game that you would expect more offense, it's a 7-7 game.
And really great defense right there. Sal Laurie stretched that play out and really did not let the ball carrier. He wasn't able to turn it upfield and kept them to no gain. So 2 carries, no gain on first down, no gain for Cornell. So second and long.
Cornell has not turned over the football. Rochester has done so twice, even though one was at the end of the half and did not hurt the Rams. And now we got a whistle. And I think we have an infraction. And it's going to be a delay of game penalty. That's the second of the night for Cornell. That kind of a penalty really has to be nagging to a coach. To let the clock run out.
Right.
And that's 5 yards. And offense is at a premium tonight. And you now looking at second down and 15.
Yeah, it's those little things that really frustrate coaches in every game. Just the little ticky-tack things. But, obviously that really pushes Cornell and puts them in a bind.
Newton, the receiver to the left. In the gun goes Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking for Newton. He's got him in the flat, and Newton's got some room to run, and look out. Newton finally dragged out of bounds by Azalea, but not before he steps out at the 46 of Rochester, and Cornell was on the move.
Well, Newton showed a lot of power there in the open field. He caught the ball, turned upfield. There were 3 Rochester guys that caught up to him, and he just kind of pulled him and broke away from two of them before getting pushed out of bounds. But really, nice play, nice open field running.
7:15 to go in quarter number 3. Cornell with a big play. And they're at the 46 of the Rams.
And that's what Cornell's capable of. They can start pulling in some of these passes. They can really turn some big plays, turn this around quickly.
And there was a mix-up, and Ed Dawson has to call a timeout. We'll take a minute break. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Cornell in Rochester territory. We're tied at 7 on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live. Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
Listening to live sports on the radio in Beaver County is a tradition. This is Craig Fontana from Moon Township Ford, and I ought to know. My dad, Bill Fontana, has called games for over 50 years. Beaver County people know a good call when they hear one, and the best call you can make is to buy your next new or used vehicle at Moon Township Ford. Click moontownshipford.net or visit Moon Township Ford on University Boulevard.
Balcones Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
On second down, the swing pass to the far side to Troutman, and they get nothing. They're stopped at midfield. It's going to be third down, or may I say second down and 14. That's a loss of 4.
Yeah, that was going nowhere, and I think Sal Laurie got in there again. He's been really coming up from the defensive backfield and really making some great plays tonight. So, again, credit to Rochester's defense.
Of course, we'll have our CCBC players of the game to announce on our postgame tonight. Pass over the middle. They got to pass to Troutman, and Troutman is close to the first down at the 38-yard line. Looks like they might have a yard to go, but over the middle goes Troutman, and Kimbrough finds him for the gain of 13.
Yeah, great throw by Kimbrough, too. There was a lot of pressure and a defender right in his face through a strike.
So 2 plays now for Cornell to pick up that 1 yard. Kimbrough looking. Kimbrough running for it. He's going to get the first down, and he's hit hard at the end of the play. And Kimbrough was looking for a flag, doesn't get one, but it is a first down. Cornell at the Rochester 33.
Yeah, I was a little surprised myself. I thought that there was a Rochester defender, just couldn't. It wasn't anything dirty, but just couldn't stop his momentum, and I thought they might call him for a late hit.
This time it is Kimbrough keeping it himself, and he'll pick up maybe 2 to the 30. 5:10 to go in the third quarter. Cornell's offense yet to score, but their special teams got in the end zone on the first snap of the game, or the first kick rather. 79-yard kickoff return by Tim Henderson. Rochester ties it a couple minutes into the second quarter on the long 67-yard run by Azalea. But the Raiders are threatening. Now the bobble and the pass, and it's going to be incomplete. And a flag comes in. Now, I don't know if the officials are going to discuss this one, because I'm not so sure that this necessitates pass interference.
Yeah, no. I mean, the ball bounced off the receiver's hands, and then the hit came. So it was definitely after the ball was gone.
Nope, they're going to call Rochester for a personal foul. Boy, this is a big one. And this really sets up shop for the Cornell Raiders out of Coriopolis. That's going to be a first down, Cornell, at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, that's kind of a shocking call.
They'll say at the 15. And now a marker comes in.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at that call because, again, the defensive back made a nice play on that, and it was, again, it wasn't far after the whistle at all. I mean, the ball had just bounced off the receiver's hands when the Rochester defensive back hit him.
And that's going to be a 5-yarder for a false start. And now we have Chartiers Valley leading Beaver 21-14.
Wow.
It was 21-7. Beaver gets a touchdown to make it close. This time pass, and it's going to be complete, but a short pickup for the Raiders. And this will be stopped at about the 18, 3 yards behind the original line of scrimmage, so we'll call it second down and 13. With 4:20 to go in the third quarter, it's a 7-7 football game in the battle for first place in the Big Seven.
Yeah, I think if you're Cornell, you're kind of content to take those short completions, and again, that might set the table for something deeper later on in the game.
Kimbrough in the gun. Kimbrough rolls left. Kimbrough in some trouble. He loses the football, and Rochester's going to have it. I don't believe they're going to say his arm moved forward or did it.
Yeah, I think you also have to be out of the pocket for that too. I think he was trying to spike it as he was coming, as he was being spun around, but.
Wow, I'm puzzled.
Yeah.
It looked like he just lost the football.
Intentional grounding.
Well, apparently that keeps the ball in Cornell's possession. They said that the arm was moving forward, but there was no receiver in the vicinity, so they're going to lose ample yardage here. But Cornell will still keep the football. They'll lose the down as well as the ball goes back to the 32, and they got to get down to the 5 for the first down. So this is really blowing up for the Raiders after an excellent chance to take the lead.
Yeah, and again, like we talked about with Cornell earlier, just the little things that are coming back to bite them.
Now back to throw. Kimbrough looks for the home run, and the pass is knocked away. Sal Laurie. No, and a flag, and I don't know who this one's going to go against. I know that the receiver was upset. I don't know if he was looking for a pass interference call, but 2 flags have come on the field.
Wow.
Wow.
And the Rochester players are clapping. I think both these penalties are going to be against Cornell.
Well, if that's the case, that's going to take the ball back near midfield after getting down to the 15-yard line.
If I'm Ed Dawson, I call a timeout right now and just get my team under control. I mean, they are just imploding right now, and they had a chance to take control of this game.
Well, now the officials will inform us unsportsmanlike conduct against the Raiders. Well, are we going to get 2 fouls?
There was a second flag.
And I'm guessing that Gene Matzuk's saying, hey, like you're saying, what's up with the second flag?
Yeah, because I think the kid said something to the official after that as well.
Well, it's going to go back to the 47-yard line. And Cornell, after having a first down at the Ram 15, now have to move the ball 42 yards just to get a first down. And it's 4th down. So, obviously, Ed Dawson will have to try to just play for the field position and bring in his punting unit.
Right. Yeah, he cannot be happy. Yeah, it looked like they're switching, bringing their punt team out now. Their offense was still on the field.
Yeah, they're probably besides themselves thinking, hey, why do we have to punt? Well, you know what? It's 4th and 42. And there aren't too many plays in the book that'll get you that many yards. Not against a good defense like Rochester. This time they kick it away. Not a lot of distance. That does take a nice Cornell roll, however. And a nice break for the Raiders. Rochester will take over at their own 15 with 3:40 to go in the third quarter. And it's still a 7-7 football game.
Yeah, very fortuitous for Cornell. Nice roll. And again, things weren't going its way for the last probably 5 to 7 minutes, but again, finally a nice punt really pins Rochester back.
So the Rams have the football, and you have to give Rochester credit for hanging in there. Now on first down, Azalea keeps it, gets to about the 20. And I understand that Newcastle has come back to tie Blackhawk at 14 heading to the fourth at Chippewa.
Yeah, Newcastle, wow, 2 weeks in a row they've been a second-half team. They almost came back on Beaver last week being down 20-0.
Game that extended into Saturday. They were losing 20-0, get 2 touchdowns on the second day of action. And this time Sal Laurie maybe about a yard shy of the first down. No, they're going to say first down Rams. Just inside the 25-yard line. 2:53 to go in the third quarter. Cornell had a great opportunity, but then things got out of control. Unsportsmanlike conduct was the crowning blow against the Raiders, and they were forced to punt near midfield on 4th and 42. Now Azalea in the gun. First down and 10 for Rochester. And this time, Antonio Laurie got the handoff, but it was late in getting to him, and he loses a couple yards. It's second down back at the 23.
Yeah, Cornell just read that the whole way, and again, finally, really read that play very well. Rochester, the first 2 plays of their of this possession, 5 yards and 5 yards, and so Cornell actually did something very well. They read it well.
We're inside of 2 minutes left in the third quarter. No scoring in this third period. Still tied at 7. Pitch out near side. Now the pass down the field, and it's too long. They had a wide open receiver on the halfback option pass, but they could not get the ball into the hands of Don Guido. And it's third down for Rochester. Boy, everything worked right until the pass was thrown, but it was just a few yards too far beyond Guido.
Yeah, that play was there. Had that pass been on the money, he would have gone to the end zone. Cornell just bit on the run the whole way.
Rams haven't thrown that often this year. Azalea 17 of 33, 255 yards coming in. Now they have a couple receivers to the right. It's third down and 12, and a marker is on the field. And from the reaction of the Raiders, it looks like it's going to be a loss of 5 for the Rams of Rochester. And this game has been marred by miscues.
Yeah, absolutely. In the second half, both teams are starting to just make some of the little errors that can really come back and really be costly. I'm sure the coaches, when they look at the films and go over this game with their team tomorrow and Monday, they are not going to be happy with some of the little things in the second half that have gone on.
Well, Rochester's been a banged-up team. They don't have Jerome Mullins tonight. He can be that big play threat. And now, what do we have? Another whistle.
Yeah, I didn't see what the call was.
Oh, false start against Rochester. And Now the Rams are at their own 13-yard line.
So Rochester's kind of doing what Cornell did. They're going the wrong direction once they had something, had a little something going.
The way this game's going, both teams might have short fields to work with at each other's 10. That means it goes overtime. But we still have over 13 minutes. Somebody trying to break through. And this time on the run, and they're going to get about 3 as Rochester plays it safe. And Sal Laurie gets the
it looked like there was
call.
Looked like there was a little room remaining, but again, the Cornell defense just closed the door right there. So leaving Rochester now having to punt the football away. And again, Cornell is going to have great field position.
They have gone to the half at Pat Tarquinio Field, 21-14 in favor of Chartiers Valley. And the kick is away. It's high. It's going to angle away, and Tim Henderson will pick it up at his 36. Henderson looking for some room, and he still is on his feet. And Henderson finally now, he'll be dropped at the 41, but he is dangerous.
He really is. Wow. Again, that was, I'm sure if you're a coach, when you see him kind of coming in there and picking up the ball in that situation, he's probably thinking no, but wow, when you look at what he can do with the football in the open field, I think as a coach, I'm sure Coach Dawson probably just lets him go because he can make a lot of good things happen.
Next week, Cornell will welcome Fort Cherry, the Frank Lettieri Stadium in Coriopolis. Rochester hits the road at Shenango. 47 ticks left in the third quarter. We haven't had a score since the 9:15 mark of period number 2. This time on the reverse and getting some yardage, and a marker is on the field as Troutman gets down to the Rochester 43. Now, I saw a hand up high, but I don't think you're going to call a horse collar.
Yeah, I don't think so. But, yeah, the flag came out as soon as he had him by the jersey, though.
But the way that Cornell's walking back, it might go against the Raiders, and it does. It's a holding call against Cornell. And this third quarter continues to see mistakes being made.
Yeah, it's been a little sloppy by both teams. And, again, both teams have had opportunities to control the football and move the football, but they've just both imploded.
And the penalty will be, well, apparently it was during the run, so it'll be first down and about 4 for Cornell. They're at their own 46. Could be the final play of the third quarter. This time on the option right. And it will go to Henderson. And Henderson will get the first down. He's on the loose. He's at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5 touchdown. Cornell was taking the lead on a 53-yard run by Henderson. And Cornell's offense gets on the board. And it's now a 13-7 Cornell lead.
Yeah, Tim Henderson, just tremendous speed. We talked about it from the very opening kickoff, and he showed it right there again. Once he gets into the open field and finds just a little bit of space on the outside, he is gone.
53-yard run. Now, was there a marker or a timeout?
I don't know if we have an injured player back here. I can't.
Yeah, there is an injury.
Okay.
A Rochester Ram on the far side of the field. But Cornell, 2 big plays, both by Henderson. A 79-yard kickoff return to open the contest, and now a 53-yard run with just 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. And Cornell, 59 yards total on that drive. And for the second time tonight, the Rochester Rams have to come from behind. We're awaiting the extra point, but there is an injured Ram on the far side of the field. We do not have a number for you. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. 13-7 Cornell, the extra point coming up after this break on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
In sports broadcast, the pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. In life, a pre-career start at the Beaver County Career Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. Did you know that graduates are making substantial wages, some over 6 figures? This is possible without student loan debt. It's true. With more, here's Beaver County CTC Administrative Director David Whitehead.
This is David Whitehead, Administrative Director at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center. BCCTC is proud to play a part in the new industrial boom in Beaver County. The training we provide for our students enables them to land outstanding and, quite frankly, lucrative careers in the trades and has changed Beaver County in a very positive way, all at the same time.
Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
Well, the extra point is up, and it's good. We'll take another 30-second timeout. Cornell, once again, up by 7. Raiders 14, Rochester 7. Now this on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
Believe it or not, you can celebrate an international occasion without leaving Beaver County. This is Cindy Hiladio from Friendly Federal Credit Union. That's right, we are celebrating International Credit Union Day on October 21st. Come in and find out why credit unions have played such an important role in providing financial services locally and around the world. Meet me and my friendly staff. Click friendlyfcu.org or follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
Well, we have our first final of the night. Avonworth keeps Hopewell winless. 50-0 Antelopes. We'll see them next Friday night off Camp Horn Road against Central Valley, which will probably remain undefeated. This time on the short kickoff, and Antonio Laurie breaks loose, gets in the Cornell territory at the 45-yard line.
And that's what Rochester needed. And again, Cornell has been doing a lot of short kicks tonight. I don't know if their kicker can really boom it deep. And so, again, they're really, taking possession of the ball really in good position. And Laurie's had some nice returns, and right there it takes it into Cornell territory. That's what the Rams need at this point. They have to respond.
Aliquippa pounding Montour tonight at the pit, 42-0 on WMBA. That score from the Fry Transportation Update Desk. Moon, 14, Upper St. Clair, 13. 2 field goals for the visiting Panthers, and a nice run up the middle by Sal. Laurie gains 5. It's second down and 5 at the Raider 40. And that will do it for 3 periods. Rochester's on the move, and they need a score. The score after 3, Cornell 14, Rochester 7. Let's break for a minute on 1230 WBVP, 99.3 FM, and across the globe on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. Attorney Chuck Garbett.
Well, we tell them, number one, they cannot guarantee the result. All we can guarantee is the effort and an honest evaluation. Not every case goes to court. Most of them settle. There's a reason most of our cases settle out of court, and that's because over the years, the insurance companies have realized that when we're involved in a case, we do prepare that case as if it will go to trial, and we aren't afraid to take a case to trial. The insurance company keeps a book on the lawyers. There's a lot of lawyers out there that yell and scream and they pound their chest and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But they haven't seen an inside of a courtroom maybe in 30 to 40 years. And the insurance industry knows that. Well, with us, it's a little different.
For your free consultation from the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George, call 724-658-8535 or visit them online at lgkg.com.
2nd and 5, Rochester getting close to the first down is Sal Laurie, I believe.
Yep, that was Sal Laurie on the ball.
Sal gets to the 35, and that's good enough to get the chain gang moving. First down Rams. First minute of the fourth quarter, 14-7 Cornell in this Big 7 showdown.
Yeah, he was running with a head of steam, too. Just a simple handoff right up the middle, and he was just full power the whole way through.
Rams coming up to the line of scrimmage, moving from right to left toward the high school in this fourth period. Trying to even this game. And this time, the inside handoff, quick hitter, and that'll work for about 4. Down to the 31-yard line, and that's the younger Laurie, the freshman Antonio. 2nd and 6 for the Rochester Rams. Coming into tonight, ranked 2nd in 1A. Cornell comes in at number 5. But right now, Cornell has the 7-point lead, but the Rams are threatening. 2nd down now, working out of the eye. Azalea, the quarterback. And the handoff will go to Sal Laurie, and he's got good room down to about the 26. Looks like he's about a yard shy of the lead stick. So the Laurie combination, Jim, excuse me, getting it done, and the offensive line doing its job. This is an offense that just has to grind it out.
Absolutely.
They don't have the big plays, the Mullins injury, and then you have Denny Robinson. You'd like to see those two guys back in the lineup, but we don't know exactly when. Hopefully very soon.
Yeah, that's what I like to see about Rochester's offense right now. They're not panicking. Even though they're down there in the fourth quarter, there's a lot of time left. They're just sticking to their game plan.
This time it's Sal Laurie. He didn't need much, and it looks like he's, I'm not going to say first down until the official raises the right arm.
Wow.
And it looks like it's going to be 4th down and about a foot. So obviously Rochester will go here at the 25-yard line. Boy, I thought he was closer than that.
Yeah, I did too. I was surprised when I saw them spot the football.
9:40 to go in regulation. Obviously, this could be a turning point if the Raiders are able to deny the blue and white. Azalea, backs are split, is the give, and it's going to be a first down. Antonio Laurie bounces off the left side. He's brought down by Shamar Wilson, but not before Antonio gets the first down at the Cornell 24.
Yeah, really smart play to bounce it outside. Belt resistance, going off left tackle, bounce it outside, got the first down.
Rams will send Don Guido, the sophomore, to the right. And this time the inside handoff, just a couple there, if that. And that handoff went to Sal Laurie, or no, I think it was Antonio.
Yeah, that was Antonio Laurie.
2nd down and 8 for Rochester. 8:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Cornell trying to hang on. They lead at 14-7. Guido to the right. He was open in the second quarter, but Azalea missed him. This time the inside handoff, and that's Sal Laurie, and a hard-fought maybe 3 down to near the 18. But they're going to need a good bunch, though, on the next 2 downs.
Yeah, Laurie got up. He was looking for a penalty. He ran into the pile and was on his feet. The whistle blew, and then he got kind of thrown down, but no flags by the official. But, again, he is really running hard tonight. He's getting ahead of steam into that line of scrimmage and just dragging defenders with him.
3rd down and 4 Rochester. 8 minutes to go in regulation. They're down by 7. Now it's Laurie in the snap. He lost the football. It's loose, and Cornell has it. The third turnover of the night for the Rams. Laurie, it looked like a good snap, and Sal Laurie just mishandled it, and the Cornell Raiders recover it at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, I agree. The snap was there. I think he was just kind of looking ahead what he wanted to do, where he was going to try to run with the football, and just didn't look it in. And the ball just bounced right into the hands of the Cornell defense.
So Cornell takes over at the 19. Now, Rochester has all 3 of its timeouts left if they get it back, and there's still plenty of time. 7:48 to go. But Cornell, trying to remain undefeated in the Big 7 conference, gets the big turnover on this time the snap, and touching the ground with his knee was Kimbrough, and he'll lose a few on that one.
Yeah, he wanted to get up and run with it, but in high school you cannot do that. Once you fall on the football, you are down.
And that's a 4-yard setback for the visiting Raiders.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Cornell does at this point. They really started having some success trying to get the ball outside on the edges, using some of that team speed. So I think that's what they're going to kind of continue to do, but they definitely want to run clock.
Tim Henderson has scored both of Cornell's touchdowns. He's lined up to the left. In the gun goes Kimbrough. And we got what? Another marker, yes.
I think we have a
the
delay of game.
Judge. And if this is a delay of game, it would be the 3rd against Cornell in this game.
Yeah.
Jim, you're right on top of it. So Cornell, they're relieved that they got the football because Rochester was driving near the 15, but Cornell is struggling with it, and there's a lot of time left if the Rams can hold them here, and they are looking at 2nd down and 19 at their 10. Kimbrough rolls. Kimbrough will air it out. He's got a receiver, and it is just out of the reach. Nice play defensively by the Rams in the name of Jordan Schenk. And the intended receiver for Cornell was Jason Keene, and they almost connected near midfield, but instead it stops the clock with 6:42, and it's 3rd and 19.
Yeah, Jordan Schenk made a great play there. The receiver was going backwards, pulling the ball in, but started to bobble it. Schenk knocked it away at the last moment out of his hand. Really made a heads-up play.
Well, Kimbrough's airing it out. They went for the big play, and they almost converted.
Yeah, they've had some open receivers deep tonight. So again, they are having they do have a lot of speed at wide receiver.
Kimbrough in the gun. Kimbrough back to throw. They're playing for the pass. They got the receiver, and that is going to be a catch, but not quite enough for the first down at the 28-yard line, and that was Jason Keene on the catch, the one who almost came up with it. And it's 4th down, and
4th and 3.
Cornell needs 3 for the first down.
Wow, if you're Cornell, I mean, this is a big gamble here. I mean, they do have a lot of speed to the outside, but I don't know if I would gamble at this point, but it looks like they're keeping their offense on the field. So
well, unless they're going to try to draw Rochester offside, this begs for a Rochester rebuttal.
Yeah, Rochester needs to stop them right here. This is a golden opportunity for the Rams.
4th down and 3. And now Cornell will talk it over, and Ed Dawson might have second thoughts. We'll take a 30-second timeout. 4th and 3. What does Ed Dawson, the head coach of the Raiders, do? 5:47 to go. It's Cornell 14, Rochester 7. Back in a half minute on Beaver County Radio.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
Wonder if that kid's still out for Mohawk.
Oh, yeah.
Well, last week we covered Beaver Falls at Mohawk, and Mohawk's quarterback, J.C. Voss, was a COVID victim, and I don't know when his quarantine was up, but the way that they're playing tonight, Well, Laurel was all over the Warriors, 48-7. Blackhawks taking a 21-14 lead, and now Cornell will punt. And it's going to hit, and Azalea takes it at the 30. He's on the loose. He's at the 50, at the 45, finally tracked down at the 44. And the Rochester Rams have another good field with 5.5 minutes to go, trailing by 7.
Yeah, great return by Azalea. And again, really surprised when he played the ball off the bounce and then really found a seam up the middle and broke it outside. Really nice return. And he has been really impressive tonight running the football.
So J.D. Azalea, the only Ram to dent the end zone tonight on a 67-yard run with 9:15 to go in the second quarter. And he gives Rochester some hope. First down and 10 for the Rams at the Cornell 43. Cornell, with the unbeaten record in the conference, has the 7-point lead. Now in the gun goes Azalea. And a marker comes in. I think they're going to get Rochester for illegal motion. A procedure call against Rochester.
Yeah, these little things have really hurt Rochester tonight, especially in the second half.
That'll move the ball back to the 48. Rochester with 5:27 to go. They have all 3 of their timeouts. That was an issue that hurt the Rams in the first half. They called their 3 timeouts rather early. Now they have all 3 left. They might have another possession left in them after this one, but they hope that this one ties the game. Guido to the left. In the gun goes Azalea. Azalea looks. Azalea, the little flip, and it's incomplete, and a flag comes in. They get the Raider on pass interference. It was intended for Noah Haskins, and they will throw the flag on the defender for Cornell, and I believe that was E.J. Dawson. Nonetheless, it should be an automatic first down for the Rochester Rams.
Yeah, that was kind of a no-doubt play right there, a no-doubt penalty. It was obvious to everybody in the house that the defender got there early. So big break for Rochester.
The official thought about it for a second, but decided to throw the laundry, and this puts Rochester down at the 33 of Cornell. Could be headed for a photo finish here tonight at Rochester Stadium.
Yeah, I'm surprised Rochester was going to the air at this point.
1st and 1.
So it's first down and a yard after the penalty is assessed against the Raiders. Azalea in the shotgun, nonetheless, on 1st and 1. He'll keep it. He'll get the first down to about the 31-yard line, maybe the 30. A fresh set of downs for the home club.
Yeah, Azalea, he was running the whole way again, just taking the snap from center, right up the middle, right behind center. Picked up the first down. They haven't moved the chains yet.
No. Am I looking at a flag by the official's left foot?
Yep.
And, oh, yeah.
Wow.
I thought I saw a piece of laundry, and unfortunately I did, because it hurts the Rochester Rams. Now it's first down and about 6. 5:18 to go. This time on the jet sweep, it goes to Sal Laurie. He's got the first down inside the 30. 1st and 10, Rochester at the 29 of the blue and gold of the Cornell Raiders.
Yeah, great individual effort by Sal Laurie on the jet sweep. There were Cornell defenders got into the backfield. He was able to break free, cut it up the middle, and find the space, get the first down, but just a tremendous field vision by Sal Laurie.
So the Rams coming up to the line of scrimmage at the 29 of the Raiders. 4:52 to go in the fourth quarter. Rochester down by 7. 14-7. This time, Azalea, he'll keep it. Azalea breaks a tackle, and he'll get, oh my goodness, J.D. Azalea just refused to go down, and he'll get down near the 20. And that's going to be, oh my goodness, I think there's a marker.
Yeah, I think we're going to have another hold.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That's no wonder why nobody was cheering in front of us. And it is a hold against Rochester, and that could hurt.
Yeah, that was a tremendous run by Asley, but again, yeah.
Now another marker is on the field. And it comes from the far sideline, and it's news to me what this is going to be about. Wow.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, wow, I can't imagine that somebody on the sideline would say something to the officials from Cornell after a penalty in their favor.
Rochester gets hit with unsportsmanlike conduct.
Jeez.
Oh, my goodness. The Rams have really dug themselves a hole, and they better have a good shovel to get out of this one.
Yeah, I mean, getting down to the 33-yard line, now they've lost 25 yards just in penalties.
Oh, and the clock is becoming an issue. 4:38 to go in regulation. And they need to get down to the 20 or the 19. They need 39 yards. And now they'll pitch it out and hope for the best. Sal Laurie breaks a tackle. He'll get a little bit of that back. He gets near midfield. But it's going to be second down, and they're still going to need about 30 for the first down.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. Rochester's offense is not built to get the big chunk yardage. I know they had a big play earlier with the screen pass, and they might have to go to that again. But, yeah, they're more the 3 yard in the cloud of dust, and they hope to have a running back break a tackle. So we'll see what happens with the Rams' game plan is at this point.
This is not a do-or-die drive for Rochester. They have 3 timeouts. They could get the ball back, and but field position would be important. This one goes over the helmet of Azalea. He picks it up, and now he's going to throw the pass, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be third down and about a third the length of the field for a first down.
Well, this has become a Murphy's Law drive for Rochester. Whatever can go wrong has gone wrong. They had a really great situation that driving with a lot of time, got down to the 33-yard line. The 2 big penalties, now the bad snap over the quarterback's head.
If Rochester would fall short tonight, winning the conference would be almost out of the question, or at least getting the number 1 seed. Because even if Cornell stubs its toe, say against Olsh, they would get the tiebreaker. They would have to hope that it would be a 3-way tie. But Rochester still has some time, but they got a long ways to go, and they're going to throw it away. So the clock is stopped with 3:39 to go. Rochester will bring in the punting unit, and with 3 timeouts, the key is to get off a good punt and not give Cornell much of a return.
And I give Cornell's defense a lot of credit on that play. Rochester was trying to do that screen pass that they had success with in the first half. And Laurie broke out of the backfield. Cornell read it all the way. There were actually 2 guys just waiting for him over there. That's why Asley kind of had to turn around and just try to get rid of the football.
Looks like Southside's going to get a win. They're up 28-6 over Brentwood. Now the Rams back the boot. And the kick high, and they'll let it roll. And that might have been a mistake by Henderson, because it's going to go all the way back to the 6-yard line. That's what Rochester needed. A nice punt, and in this case, no return. And Henderson played it safe, not wanting to risk a turnover, and they have to start from their 6-yard line with 3:29 to go.
So this is where Rochester's defense really needs to step up. They need to try to get a 3 and out, or limit Cornell's opportunities to get that football back. But Cornell, if they can stop Cornell and make him punt possibly out of its end zone, the Rams are going to have the ball in great field position.
Well, we'll get you a final score. Aliquippa is a winner, and we'll get you a final on that one on WNBA. I know they've announced their CCBC players of the games. And this time on first down, Rochester, will they use a timeout? Not yet. 3:20 to go.
Yeah, I think if you're Cornell, I would be very surprised if they put the football in the air. But it's it's not out of the question. They do have a lot of confidence in their athletes, but I think at this point, with about 3 minutes left, you just kind of want to run the football and try to pick up those yards.
It is officially over on WNBA. The outcome not surprising, but the difference might be 49-0 Aliquippa over Montour. And it looked like another big night for Tikwy Hayes. He was the CCBC player of the game for Aliquippa. This time on second down, a short gain. Rochester will call a timeout. And it looks like the way Ed Dawson is playing it, he'll let his defense control it and hopefully keep Rochester out of the end zone.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move because, again, nothing against Rochester's passing game, but I think Ed Dawson knows they're not going to throw the 40-yard bomb and get into the end zone. So I think, like you say, he's going to leave it up to his defense to kind of, again, keep Rochester at bay. Rochester isn't going to want to run the football. They're going to have to go to the air, and I think he's just going to count on his athletes.
Well, this will be an interesting 2.5 minutes or so, assuming that Rochester stops Cornell on third down, and they are back deep at their own 8-yard line.
Yeah, I've been a little surprised that Cornell hasn't gone, back to trying to, some of those sweeps and some of those tosses to the outside, using their speed.
Rochester needs a touchdown and an extra point, and you never assume anything with that extra point. This time on third down, they'll run it to try to chew up clock. And oh my goodness, a huge gain down the right sideline by Raekwon Troutman. And that will stop the clock, but look out, there's a marker all the way back at the 7-yard line. Wow. Oh my goodness. That would have almost iced it for the Cornell Raiders, but another miscue, another piece of laundry. It's a dirty field here tonight at Rochester Stadium.
Yeah, Raekwon Troutman, again, made a really nice move. Once he got to the open field, just really slipped between two Rochester defenders and took it up the sideline to the 50-yard line. And like you said, I think that might have would have iced the game, but no, a penalty's moving Cornell back to, looks like, the 4?
Yeah, half the distance to the goal line. That'll put them back at the 4. Third down and a long distance, 13 they need. Well, Cornell, they did not just decide to sit on it. Now we'll see how they play it as Kimbrough is halfway to the end line. Loose football, look out, who's got it? There's a loose football. Apparently Cornell recovered.
Yeah, that ball bounced right back to Kimbrough. It was a high snap, hit the ground, bounced right back into his hands. He did the smart thing and just went into the line, held on to it. Now leaves Cornell with a chance to punt the ball away and turn things over to its defense.
The Rams call a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. Rochester will have a chance with 2.5 to go. 14-7 Cornell. 30-second timeout on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live. Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation. Well, we got an interesting final. Cornell will punt Newcastle gets a late touchdown, and they get a 2-point conversion. And Newcastle edges Blackhawk 22-21. That's a big ouch for the Cougars. And that really puts Blackhawk behind the 8 ball. That makes them 0-3 in the conference.
Yeah, that's really surprising. They have a lot of talent in that team. It's really going to be when you look at some of the losses they've had and the talent they have on that team, it's really unfortunate. They just got some bad breaks.
Well, the one bad break has been the injury to Carson Davidson, the quarterback. I don't know if he came back tonight. I think he was getting back near good health. But now Cornell, 1 yard in from the end line. But it's a good punt, and it's going to hit. And Azalea picks it up at his 45-yard line. Did they say that he called for a fair catch?
Huh.
Well, there's a marker on the field.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. Wow, I didn't see him lift his arm.
Well, that could be a penalty against Rochester. Yeah. And what a boot.
Yeah, out of his end zone. He booted that probably 50 yards easily.
Yeah, the line of scrimmage was, I believe, the 7.
Oh, they're waving it off. But but he had room to run, so they blew that play dead. Azalea had room to run.
Well, even as it may, it's still a long field for Rochester and a lot longer than they would have anticipated.
Wow.
They have to go 55 yards in 2:23, and they have 1 timeout.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Azalea. He picked up that ball, and there was room to run, and they blew it dead. And now they picked up the flag.
Boy, Rochester, this would be a huge win. Maybe the biggest in Ed Dawson's career if he could come in here and get a W tonight. Back to throw Azalea. Azalea in some trouble. Dumps it off to Antonio Laurie, and he gets about 5. They're going to say he steps out at the 47, so really only a gain of a couple.
Wow.
The clock is stopped. That's the only good news really on that play with 2:16 to go.
Yeah, Cornell is really, they are pressuring the Rams back there. Again, Azalea has not had a lot of time to throw, and now they're in a situation where he has to throw, and Cornell is just sending the house.
2 minutes remaining. 1 timeout. Rochester probably is going to really need a big play. Now the pass in the flat, and it's incomplete, intended for Haskins. A little bit of pressure, and Azalea just could not find a big guy, and Noah Haskins.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, the pressure of Cornell is really affecting Rochester's passing game, and they're not a team that that passes a whole lot as it is. So when again you throw somebody, a defender coming in there and just kind of wreaking some havoc back there, that just does not help the Rams whatsoever.
Well, the Rams obviously in 4-down territory. They have 8 yards to go on 3rd down, and if they don't get it, they'll have to go for it on 4th. They're down to 1 timeout, and if they would turn it over on downs, Cornell could ice it. The Rams with only the 1 TO remaining. This time on 3rd down, and it takes a while. Azalea, he gets to about the 49, about 4 yards shy of the 1st down. So this is the game. It's in the balance now. Rochester needs to deliver on 4th and 4, or Cornell's going to have one of the huge victories in school history.
Yeah, this is the ball game right here for the Rams and for Cornell.
The Rams need 49 yards. A field goal does you no good. And they need 4 yards to keep their hopes alive. Azalea rolls left. A marker is on the field. The pass is broken up. And it just depends on if it's against Rochester, this penalty will be declined.
I think it is. I think the person in motion turned upfield too soon. Yeah, I think the right.
Illegal motion against Rochester. That penalty is declined, and the Cornell Raiders, barring a miracle, is going to come out of here with a big W.
Yeah, that's huge for Cornell. We talked in the pregame about what they had to do to earn some respect. Well, beating Rochester will get you some respect.
Cornell will take over at the 49. With 1:07 to go, Rochester can only stop it once. And the folks, they sense it, that Cornell is going to get the victory.
Yeah, the crowd is starting to head on out.
And they get about a 4-yard pickup. Well, another thing that's helped Cornell. Yes, we have made it clear they have made a lot of mistakes as Rochester uses its final timeout. But Cornell has not turned the ball over. Rochester has done so 3 times. You might look at that as potentially the difference in the game, Jim.
Absolutely. And again, we talked about cliches earlier, but that's another one that coaches are going to tell you. Team that wins the turnover battle is going to win the game. And so even though Cornell struggled a little bit in the first half offensively and wasn't able to get things going, they won the turnover battle.
Well, I know Gene Matzook, he didn't have a real happy look when I talked to him tonight. I mean, going into the game, you don't have a couple of your big threats in Jerome Mullins and Denny Robinson, who's really been out for most of the year. But taking nothing away from Cornell, this team came in here. They were an underdog against a Rochester club that plays great defense, and their defense by and large was solid tonight. But Cornell managed to get a couple big plays. Rochester won. That's your difference. A touchdown game, 14-7, 1:02 to go. Rochester cannot stop the clock.
Cornell in the victory formation. So Rochester's out of timeouts. They're just going to take a knee.
And taking a knee, it will be by Kimbrough. We might be a snap away from a Mount upset in the Big 7.
Yeah, just really great performance by Cornell tonight. They made some mistakes. They bent but didn't break, and they really maintained their composure. They really could have folded the tent tonight a lot of times, maintained their composure, and came out with a win.
Well, Cornell might say, hey, people aren't taking us seriously. We haven't beaten a name opponent. That's going to change now. They take a snap, and the Cornell Raiders have come in the Rochester Stadium and recorded a W. Wow. Ed Dawson, if I had him here beside me and if I said, is this the biggest game win in your coaching career, I can't believe he would say anything else but yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's done just a great job since he's taken over. And he's actually 2 years ago beat Rochester, though, 2 out of the last 3 times. How many coaches can say that they beat Rochester or Gene Matzook 2 out of the 3 times? But I agree, this game is much bigger than the last time.
And the Cornell Raiders are the victors and all but lock up a playoff berth. They might do that by the end of the night. Who knows? The final score, Cornell 14, Rochester 7. We'll be back after this couple-minute timeout with our Electric Garage Door Sales postgame show here on Beaver County Radio. 1230 WBVP, 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years, as any successful football team must be dependable and reliable. These same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
Have peace of mind that when an emergency strikes, we'll be there. That's why a Medic Rescue membership is so important. Medic Rescue has been Beaver County's #1 provider of emergency medical care and transport services for over 40 years. Our trained paramedics and emergency medical technicians are knowledgeable, experienced, and can evaluate emergencies quickly and accurately so that you get the life-saving care you need. Get the comfort that comes with a Medic Rescue membership. Call today, 724-728-3621. Medic Rescue, caring for our community.
And it's now time for our electric garage door sales post-game show. Robin entered Team of Monaca, a team that you might want to join and get that new garage door opener. Well, Rochester left the door open for Cornell, and the Raiders come in here and they record a big upset. The Cornell Raiders win at 14-7. They now improve to 6-1 overall, 5-0 in the conference. Rochester dips to 3-2 in conference action. Probably will get a playoff berth with 2 weeks left in the regular season, but they would have been in commanding position. Cornell, it would take a miracle now for them not to get to the postseason, and their showdown with Olsh. Now, if Olsh was to win, then you might get Rochester back in the picture if it turned out to be a three-way tie. But for right now, we won't look ahead. Cornell right now is in a great position to get a home game, one of the top 2 seeds in the conference, and a win over Olsh would give Cornell really the conference title. And last year they finished 1-6. Things can happen in 300-odd days. Jim, this Cornell club, yeah, they made a lot of mistakes. And I know when you get the playoff time, you can't make those kind of errors. But Rochester made a few boo-boos of their own. Cornell did not turn the ball over, and that might have been the difference in the game. They made Rochester earn everything, and the Rams win it tonight, or the Raiders win it tonight. I got the R right, R-A, but after that, I-D-E-R-S, and they pull off the upset 14-7.
Yeah, what can you say? They came in, and again, they had to overcome some adversity. Again, their offense really struggled a little bit early, and they had some drop passes. But again, they just kept going. They didn't turn the ball over. They plugged away, finally got the big play in the second half when Henderson turned the corner on the big run for 53 yards, the game-winning touchdown. But again, credit to Ed Dawson in the job he's done at Cornell, and just tremendous win for them tonight.
Well, there's no question about it. He came up big. Any time that you could beat a Gene Matzo club on this field, you could go home and feel proud. That's for sure. Let's recap the scoring. Wow, it started off great for Cornell. Kickoff. Tim Henderson takes it 79 yards for the touchdown. And he did that in 10 seconds. That's pretty impressive to go nearly 80 yards in 10 seconds trying to get through traffic. But once he hit midfield, forget about it. He was gone. And C.J. Jackson kicked the extra point. It was 7-0 Raiders. But the Rams tied it on a 67-yard run by J.D. Azalea, the quarterback. One play after they stopped Cornell at the 33 of Rochester. Sal Laurie kicked the extra point. It was 7-7, and that's how we went into the locker room. But Cornell got a touchdown with just 12 seconds left in the third quarter, a 53-yard run by Henderson. And the kick was good. It was 14-7. Rochester had their chances in the fourth quarter. They looked to be in great shape. They were down around the 15-yard line. But this was a game marred by penalties, unsportsmanlike conduct calls, personal fouls, and Rochester's 3 turnovers. Cornell had a lot of penalties, didn't turn it over. Rochester just could not sustain a drive long enough to get into the end zone. Their defense really did everything that they needed to do outside of the long run by Henderson. But, Jim, Cornell comes in here tonight, and I'll tell you, I mean, I would be hard-pressed to believe. I don't want to over-promote what they have done tonight, but in 50 years of football at Cornell, I would be hard-pressed to find at least a regular season win more significant than this one. This is a very impressive win for a Cornell club that maybe some people doubted. There's no doubt about it now. They are good, and they win tonight on a very tough field to play.
Yeah, I agree completely. You know, they were on a 5-game winning streak, but yet we're ranked number 5 in the WPIL. So I think a lot of people just didn't believe in them. And really coming into tonight, this was going to be the game where they had to really make their bones and make their name known. And like you say, a team coming into Rochester, into this stadium, this is hallowed grounds and one of the against one of the greatest coaches in WBVP history, and to come in here and get a win, that's huge for Cornell.
All right, we're going to come back after this final timeout for Electric Garage door sales, and we'll go down the scores from the Fry Transportation update desk. We'll announce our CCBC players of the game, and then it's off to the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up with Malik Garrett and Bruce Fry. We will put a lid on this one. The Cornell Raiders shocked the Rochester Rams here at Rochester Stadium. Cornell wins it 14-7. And we'll be back after this Electric Garage door sales timeout on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
How can I help my child to make positive choices?
Start with a conversation. Start making the difference.
Beaver County Parents, is your child between the ages of 10 and 14? If so, Keystone Wellness Programs is offering the Strengthening Families program in your area. This free program is designed for families to have fun together while learning ways to promote family bonding and communications. For more information about upcoming sessions near you, visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org.
Paid for with PA taxpayer dollars.
In sports broadcast, the pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. In life, a pre-career start at the Beaver County Career Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. Did you know that graduates are making substantial wages, some over 6 figures? This is possible without student loan debt. It's true. With more, here's Beaver County CTC Administrative Director David Whitehead.
This is David Whitehead, Administrative Director at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center. BCCTC is proud to play a part in the new industrial boom in Beaver County. The training we provide for our students enables them to land outstanding and, quite frankly, lucrative careers in the trades, and has changed Beaver County in a very positive way, all at the same time.
Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org. Navigating healthcare should be easy. Heritage Valley Medical Neighborhoods offer the care you need most in one convenient location. Access walk-in clinics, primary care, lab, diagnostic imaging, and other services at one of Heritage Valley's 7 medical neighborhoods. There's no need to travel far for quality healthcare. Find a medical neighborhood near you at heritagevalley.org. Heritage Valley and you, uniquely connected for life.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. By Barrickman, here for electric garage door sales in Monaca. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers. Dial 724-774-3200, and your door will work like a charm. Feature CHI Quality Garage Doors and LiftMaster Garage Door Openers. With over 50 years of experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Give them a call, 724-774-3200, or find them online at electricgarageDoorsales.com.
How can I help my child to make positive choices?
Start with a conversation. Start making the difference.
Beaver County Parents, is your child between the ages of 10 and 14? If so, Keystone Wellness Programs is offering the Strengthening Families program in your area. This free program is designed for families to have fun together while learning ways to promote family bonding and communications. For more information about upcoming sessions near you, visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org. Paid for with PA taxpayer dollars.
It's the big game of the week, and you've got the best seat in the house. Play-by-play coverage on Beaver County Radio. Today's game is provided in part by Medic Rescue, Keystone Wellness Programs, click KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org, Drug-Free Aliquippa, the law firm of Luxembourg, Garrett, Kelly & George, LGKG, and the Lockwood Insurance Agency, among others, right here on Beaver County Radio.
All right, our Electric Garage Door Sales postgame show winding down. And first of all, Curtis Walsh, we want to thank your dad, Keith, for helping out with the camera. Did he pass the test?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Okay, so he'll come back if needed again. Keith Walsh, thank you for chipping in to our Beaver County Radio Facebook Live broadcast. And Jim Equals, thank you, and Curtis as well. Jim, it's now time to announce our CCBC players of the game.
Okay, for Rochester, we're going to go with J.D. Azalea. He had 108 yards of total offense. He rushed for 84 yards and a touchdown. He passed for 24 yards. For Cornell, who else? Tim Henderson. He had 100 yards rushing exactly in the big game-winning touchdown. He also opened the scoring. Took the opening kickoff, 79 yards for a touchdown. So Tim Henderson, Cornell, CCBC player of the game.
All right, congratulations to Tim Henderson of the winning Raiders and J.D. Azalea of the Rams, who come up short tonight. They'll be invited to a future Coach's Corner. We do it every Wednesday night at 7:05 from the studio at 7th Avenue in Beaver Falls. So congrats again. Tim Henderson of Cornell, J.D. Azalea of Rochester, our Community College of Beaver County players of the game. Let's give you all the scores that we have. Bruce Fry and Malik Garrett will talk to you till 11. You might as well write the phone numbers down, 724-843-1888, or if you prefer, 774-1888. The game on WNBA never was close. Aliquippa waltzes to another win. Mike Azadian and Eddie Crow with the call. Aliquippa beats Montour 49-0. West Allegheny shuts out South Fayette 28-0. Newcastle goes for a 2 late in the game against Blackhawk, and they get it. And they edge the Cougars 22-21 at Blackhawk Stadium. A game that's now probably around the fourth quarter. Beaver was down by a couple touchdowns. They have now come back to take a 28-21 lead over Short Tears Valley. If Beaver wins, they're right in the thick of it in the Parkway. Central Valley gets the big first half lead. They cruise to a 44-0 win over Ambridge. Avonworth beats Windlass Hopewell 50-0. Keystone Oaks 56, Quaker Valley 20. Beaver Falls all over Freedom 41-8. Neshannock comes on strong. They were down by a touchdown in the second quarter, but they dominate thereafter, and they beat the Lions 33-13 at Oak Hill. Congratulations to Fran Ramsden of the Riverside Panthers, his first career win as a head coach, as they shut out Elwood City 19-0. Southside all over Brentwood 42-6. And it was Laurel 54, Mohawk 9. The only game we don't have a final on well, of course, the Beaver game because they start at 7:30, so that still has a ways to go at Pat Tarquinio Field. But Moon was leading Upper St. Clair 14-13. And still looking for a final. Moon trying to hold on against a stubborn Panther club, but we don't have a final on that one. I would imagine it's gone final, being that it was a one-point game, so it didn't look like an overtime type of game. But that's all we'll say. I'm sure that Malik and Bruce will get that score. And we find out now that Chartiers Valley has tied Beaver 28-28. So that has become a heck of a game, and that's huge for the Beaver Bobcats to if they could pull that one out tonight. Off of Gypsy Glen Road at Pat Tarquinio Field. So those are the scores that we have. If you can help out Malik and Bruce, if you have a final in the Moon game, maybe Malik has something by now, but we'll let Malik and Bruce take it over. That'll do it for us. Cornell comes in here tonight, an underdog, but they turn out to be the top dog tonight. And they, at the moment, lead the Big Seven. Olsh plays tomorrow night. It doesn't matter what Olsh does. Cornell will be the ringleader of the conference. So congratulations to the Raiders. They get the big win on the road at Rochester Stadium. Final score, Cornell 14, Rochester 7. For Jim Equals, Curtis Walsh and his dad, Keith Walsh. I'm Bob Barrickman. Coming up in a moment, it's the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show with Bruce Fry and Malik Garrett, and all the scores and talk till 11. Dawn Rebel takes over from 11 to midnight for the Trib Live scoreboard show. Cornell wins it tonight, 14-7 over Rochester, and you heard it on Beaver County Radio and Trib Live Sports.
You're listening to high school football on Beaver County Radio. This game is being brought to you in part by Dr. C. Timothy Lip. Click lipdentistry.com. The Beaver County Career Technology Center, the Community College of Beaver County, Electric Garage Door Sales, and Falcones Moon Township Ford, among others. Stay right where you are because the play is coming your way next here on Beaver County Radio.